On my shoulder, the fighting man says Wilder at Wembley, boom. And then this devil on my shoulder, the manager hat says, what's best to guide my career? So it's playing devil's advocate, putting them together and seeing what works out best for my career. Do you know what I mean?
But Wilder at Wembley?
It depends. I think if it's pushed that way, it has to happen. And I just think I'm going to do things my way, innit? If Wilder works, we're going to make it happen. If Wilder isn't the right opponent for next year, then we'll put it back on into 2019. But I'm just going to do things my way. People just can't rush my career. That's one thing I've learned, is that I've got a career. I need to map it out. I'm going to take fights at the right time for me. And if it's next year or the year after or the year after, when I fight him, I'll be in a position to beat him.
I find it funny when you say, even though you're world champion, people don't rush. I don't want.
Wilder, let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
ThaBoxingvoice.com. What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? I was hitting him with body punching. I heard him actually, he was crying in there. You were saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on. ThaBoxingvoice.com. So you knew you had him by that time. Absolutely, I knew you were cuffing and taking those punches.
Productions.
Making women's justice like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. We have a jam-packed show to bring you today. We have, obviously, the saga continues. Joshua Wilder, more details. Eddie Hearn, $5 million offer for a New York fight of Wilder's choosing when it comes to opponent, either Brazil or whoever you want. $5 million is being offered by Eddie, plus another $15 million flat fee to fight Joshua in April. More details on that. Of course, Amir Khan is making his, resurgence into the welterweight division. We'll talk about his opponent choice. Is he a cherry? Is it not? Following in the footsteps of Danny Garcia with former foe Samuel Vargas, common opponent of Earl Spence and Danny Garcia. Then we'll talk the heavyweight division. I mean, we started with the heavyweight division and we'll probably end with the heavyweight division, because not only is Khan and Vargas going to be for a vacant WBA regular title to become the mandatory to Lucas's regular title, or it's an eliminator for Lucas's regular title. There's going to be a lot of eliminators and a lot of titles and a lot of motions being put in by the good promoter Eddie Hearn for his team. We'll bring you the details on Khan and what title he'll be fighting for his fight versus Samuel Vargas, as well as Dillian White and Joseph Parker. We'll also have a sanctioning body attached to it to spice things up just a little bit. And Kurbet Pulev took to social media welcoming Gerald Miller and releasing some of the negotiation details, expressing that he's been talking with Gerald Miller's two co-promoters, Greg Cohen and Dimitri Salita. It seems like all systems are go. They're just waiting on Big Baby's signature. And then we got the bigger news. Steven Espinoza coming for Eddie Hearn's neck on Twitter late last night or early this morning, depending on where in the world you're from. So we'll bring you those details and just so much more in news and notes and headlines. So stick around if this is something you're interested in. If this is, where you want to be, the number to call in is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Let's head on out to the UK.
Dala DiBiase Productions.
BJ was going to beat me, didn't you? You predicted he's going to beat me. He
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Why hasn't Wilder sold out 90,000? This guy has been pro for like 8 years, 9 years. If Wilder wants some of his work, you can definitely get it on ASAP.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Yeah, like Ned said, plenty of stuff to talk about today. Obviously, Khan's announcement, and him saying that Brook is still on the radar, but it's going to have to be at 147 pounds. Yeah, obviously the AJ Wilder stuff still, back and forth for a lot of people wanting their opinion and having their say on it. Yeah, I think Ramirez this weekend as well. So plenty to talk about. Let's get going and let's talk about it and see what everyone's got to say.
Absolutely, man. Where do we start? We could start at the top of the table, right? I mean, there is a lot to discuss. Everyone is getting involved in this Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, the negotiations, the saga, the back and forth. It's really draining us, but I'm happy to see that bigger names, popular names that have unified the division are coming out. We'll individually touch on all topics. Steven will be a separate topic. And we'll start with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, I don't know. I mean, this is your neck of the pond, right? This is your side of the pond. What's up with Tyson Fury, and how's he feeling about Anthony Joshua and the whole Deontay Wilder negotiations and/or saga?
Yeah, he came out on IG and apologized on behalf of Anthony Joshua to the boxing fans for this falling through and Eddie pulling the wool over the public's eyes and things like that. But come on, we know Tyson takes to his social media probably more than most. He's going to beat AJ first fight back with one hand tied behind his back. He's going to take out Wilder, and he's going to do this, he's going to do that. But he's just fought the number 2 cruiserweight of Albania in his comeback fight. But yeah, he's although Eddie Hearn said today they're going to make a bout for the social media champion or the Instagram world champion and give it to Wilder. I think Tyson Fury would definitely be in the running for that title as well. He just takes to his social media and calls out everybody out. Nobody's safe. It's all on his radar. But let's just see what name he's going to be fighting in his second fight of his comeback. But yeah, he apologized on behalf of the nation, on behalf of Joshua, to boxing fans and to Wilder for this all falling apart.
Now, how'd you receive that? Like, were you like, oh, this guy's a joke? Did you feel like maybe Tyson has a point here? They kind of drug us out for 3 months.
No, I mean, not that he's a.
You think he's being the typical class clown like here?
Kind of, yeah. I think so. I think it was just to take shots at Eddie and Joshua. And then he said, send me the contract. I'll sign it in 3 seconds. We can,
10 seconds.
Yeah.
Which Wilder, when I asked Wilder, remember I'm like, oh, is it Tyson because of the new? He's like, man, Tyson ain't ready. You see who he fighting. Tyson does have a fight signed already in August, but that's how fights are made. I mean, should Deontay entertain it? This is why I wanted to make it a topic, because should he at least send a contract to him, since he said, send one and I'll show you how to sign it? Well, why don't you call his bluff? But before you answer that, let me just give the facts to those just tuning in, may not have been on Instagram watching Tyson Fury's social media. We do all the hunting for you, and here it is.
Deontay Wilder, I'll apologise on behalf of Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua for stringing you along. Basically, I'll apologise because they're from the same country as I am. Let me tell you, you're talking and looking to the original, real world heavyweight champion from this country, me. They won't fight you. They've took 3 months stringing the fans along with no intentions of fighting. I'll fight you in 3 seconds. Never mind 3 minutes. Get your boss, Al Heyman, send me the contract, and I'll show you how long it takes to sign it. Wallop. 10 seconds, done. Signed, stamped, delivered. Photograph taken, uploaded on Instagram. You want to fight the best this country's ever had? Knock on my door and see if the Gypsy King doesn't answer. Boom. The ball's in your court.
And that's my thing. See, the ball's in your court. Like, how difficult is it for a guy like Wilder to contact his representatives, contact, Shelly Finkel, Jay Diaz, and have them put together a non-formal email? Just see, like, hey, we seen Tyson's social media posts. We know he's always playing the class clown of boxing, but we wanted to see, since he's 1 fight away from his 3-fight comeback.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think at this moment in time anyone's particularly taking Fury seriously. Everyone seems to be of the same opinion. Look, he needs some fights, but I mean, there's talk of like the Bellew and that, and people saying he needs to take it. If he's going to fight him now, but before he gets back to the Tyson that got him to the top of the tree. So I don't know if Wilder goes that direction. He like you say, he sort of said to everybody, no, he's not ready. He needs more fights. But it just seems there's a lot of balls in Wilder's court at the moment. And, talking about calling Tyson's bluff, there's, obviously if it's AJ's bluff, should he call that bluff? So maybe Wilder's got some options, but I don't see that Tyson Fury is really in the mix with the elite right at this moment in time. And I think all the possible opponents in that category are really that seriously thinking about Tyson Fury right now at this moment.
I don't know, man. I wish, like I said, I wish they would take it serious just to see what comes of it, even if it's to, call his bluff. That would still make for a good headline.
Yeah.
So let's transition into the saga, man. I mean, all week we've been reporting on it, and I guess where we're at now is the fight's officially off. Wilder accepted but did not sign, so technically you didn't take the fight. Joshua didn't sign, so I don't know if technically that means there was never a fight, but I'll go with the UK side and say they were waiting for Wilder's signature, which is odd. Send a blank contract. I don't know. But where we're at now is that, like I said, the public is being involved, and not just the public, but the hardcore boxing public, actual people. Lennox Lewis came out now and is saying that Anthony Joshua has changed his tune about fighting Deontay Wilder. And I mean, this has got to hurt you. I mean, if Tyson Fury doesn't hurt you, we know Tyson's a little bit of a clown and he's done the whole coke thing. So it's like, we can't take Tyson serious. But Lennox, the Canadian UK guy, the one that last did it, like, you guys adore him. This must have rubbed you the wrong way. At least, like, I know you was like, oh, no, you didn't, Lennox. Not AJ. Like, come on. He's really coming for AJ. It's a series of tweets. I'm going to pull them up while you give me your immediate reaction on that.
Yeah, I mean, I saw them. I was like, yeah, he's Canadian right now. He ain't UK. Yeah, I mean, my stance on the whole Wilder and AJ situation. So for him to come and say that AJ's changed his tune, I just find it strange because AJ or Matchroom or whatever have sent a contract to Wilder for the fight. If it changes tune, what can they do? Like, can we have that contract back? We didn't actually mean it. It's like still there, and Eddie said it. He can sign it. We can have the fight next. Then after Povetkin, I don't know. I just think, to me, I don't know how he's changed his tune when there's a contract ready for the fight. I don't know.
And I quote from Lennox Lewis, verified Twitter account with over 500,000 followers. I'm not in all the details. Hence, I'm not in all the details. So the good UK Canadian does have the inside like Troy from Baltimore. Just saying. You know what I'm Since motherfucking Robbie wants to name drop Troy, we're gonna name drop Lennox.
It's like there's levels, right?
There's levels to name dropping. So he says, and I quote, I'm not in all the details of I'm not in all the details of hashtag Joshua Wilder negotiations, but when I wanted to fight Tyson before retiring, the only thing keeping that fight away was the networks. I told my team and HBO, make it happen, end the story. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. How do you feel about that? Like, I mean, what do you think about that? I'm just saying, because for me, it's like he's kind of telling Joshua, listen, if you really want this fight, prove it to your public. Tell your promoter, make it happen. Nothing else. No more, funny business.
No, I hear you. I like to think that if AJ had made an offer to Mike Tyson would have just give me a pen. I just feel I just don't see where there's a change of heart in all this. I just don't, and we don't know. I know AJ doesn't come out.
He's fighting Povetkin. That's the change of heart. Like the plans were Wilder full steam ahead. All of a sudden, flea flicker, audible, Povetkin's in.
Who's tossed the flea flicker though? It's I'm still baffled. I know.
I'll tell you who's tossed the flea flicker.
What?
All of a sudden, Amir Khan versus Samuel Vargas is for the WBA regular eliminator. Same WBA who's happening to be mandating Anthony Joshua, alleged forcing him in 24 hours. Now, you tell me, if someone is forcing you and you are already telling Coogan Cassius, man, mate, I can't send more extensions. It's been 7 extensions and 7 7-day extensions. But you have enough time and obviously a good enough relationship to say, hey, mates at the WBA, Khan's fighting. Can we make this an eliminator? Like, you can't just throw in an extra line there and say, and by the way, maybe for the biggest super fight of the year, you could give me a couple of more days. I don't know. But let me just read you another quote from the good old Lennox Canadian UK Lewis. Promoters, and it sounds like he was listening to the show, just saying. I mean, hashtag everyone listens. That's just how I feel. Lennox Lewis, and I quote, promoters have their own interests in making the most money they can, but fighters also carry weight in who they fight. Let's just let that marinate for a bit because there's a period there, so we'll just stop, reread it for the slow folk. Promoters have their own interests in making the most money they can, but fighters also carry weight in who they fight. If both sides wanted this fight, it would be happening. Period, okay? Because here goes the next sentence, really nice and sharp. It's like a dagger. End of story. Period. You know what I'm saying? And then he says, AJ taking Povetkin fight first isn't a clear deal breaker for Wilder, though. Just don't like the 2-year talk. For those that don't know what 2-year talk is, hold on a minute.
Dollar DiBiase Productions.
BJ was gonna beat me, then yeah, you predict he's gonna beat me. He got
Why don't Wilder sold out 90,000? This guy has been pro for like 8 years, 9 years. If Wilder wants some of his work, he can definitely get it on taste.
So why doesn't Wilder throw down 90,000, 80,000? He's been pro for like 8, 9 years. If Wilder wants some of this work, he could definitely get it 2 years ago. So I get what Lewis is talking about. Like the talk is dragging on, Rob.
Maybe the 2 years refers to him calling out Joshua for 2 years. And now he's got the contract in front of him. He hasn't signed it. Maybe it's that 2 years. I don't know. I just still have to come back to the same point every time as Wilder has the contract right there with a couple of little sticking points. And it's not come back. The WBA, as you mentioned, have seen it and said, right, enough's enough. Time has run out. AJ, 24 hours, you're fighting. You make a deal to fight Povetkin. And you say about the Khan thing being the WBA regular final eliminator. I don't know when Eddie's made that approach for that. So whether it's come since they've moved ahead with Povetkin instead. And they, oh, you know what? Maybe we can get the WBA eliminator, or maybe this has been talked up during the negotiations for the Joshua Wilder. So I don't know. I'm just not privy to that information. None of us really are. So who knows?
I know what we do know. And I quote from Lennox Badman Canadian UK Lewis. My thoughts on Anthony Joshua and Bronze Bomber situation are that when I was champ, I wanted to face the best, to show the world who's the best. Period. No pun intended. Period. You know he put I wanted to show who's the best. End of sentence, period. Then he wrote period with a period. You know what I mean? So he's really telling Joshua how he feels here is what I'm hearing. Then he says, and I quote, I've heard them both speak on it, but I've seen that AJ has changed his tune. This isn't a 2-year down the line thing. You feel what I'm saying? This isn't a 2-year. Like, there's no need to build it up. Like, I have to say, end quote, right? Like he said, this isn't a 2-year down the line thing, end quote. But I'm just saying, piggybacking on that, it's like, do we really need to build it up anymore? Like, does it need any more buildup? I mean, at this point, like I told you yesterday, I'm living in the reality of today, which is the fight's not happening till April, if it even does happen. But from here to April, I'm rubbing it in. Oh, I'm totally rubbing it in that they didn't make this fight.
That they didn't. They?
Yeah, they meaning everyone. I'm
right,
not.
Okay. Oh no. Okay. I just wanted to clear that up.
No. Listen, dude. I'm done putting the blame on anybody. Like, we'll never know all the details.
No, exactly.
All I can continue saying is that one guy seems more adamant about the fight. That's all. However, you know, that's the perception, and we know that perception, while it's everything, it obviously isn't everything.
Yeah, because going back to what Lennox said, I just wanted to fight the best. I wanted to prove I'm the best. And that is verbatim what Wilder has said along the line, right? I'll go anywhere in the world. Wasn't I about to go to Russia? And wasn't I just want to prove I'm the best. I'm going to unify.
Lennox did travel. I mean, AJ hasn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm not on about traveling, but I'm just saying Wilder's stance, like he's just been so adamant about wanting to fight Joshua. I just want to unify. I just want to prove I'm the best. I'm the most feared heavyweight. I'm this, real calling for it. But he's got the contract right there, and it's not happening. Like you say, we'll never know the true what's going on. Whether it's more at the lap of like Finkel and Hearn, thinking we can get more for this, we can make more money here. There's definitely more money to make. I agree. I don't think the public need to hear that, oh, negotiations have started up again. Oh, we're waiting on some information from Eddie. Oh, Eddie says we sent it, but we didn't. Oh, Finkel hasn't replied. We're fucking bored of it. Boxing fans just want the fight. I know everyone's been caught up in this. We've all been guilty of it and choosing a side and going with it. But at the end of the day, everyone's upset or emotional about it because we want to see the fight, bottom line. So let's just hope whether Wilder signs this new agreement or this new contract with the $5 million on top.
I don't think he's going to sign it, though. Like, you heard him here on the show. He said that offer and shove it up their ass. And, they initially took it, because I still like Eddie's narrative. I do. I'm a thinkings man. I understand that the manager gets a percentage of the fighter's purse. So if the purse isn't high, the manager's purse isn't high. And the manager wants what's best for the fighter because this was best for him. So maybe there was some trickery and sabotage amongst these emails between both, because I feel equally that Eddie doesn't want this. Like the same way Eddie feels Finkel didn't want this for Deontay because the money wasn't substantial enough. I feel Eddie didn't want this for Joshua because there are other things out there that make better sense right now. So, I mean, look, man, it is what it is. I got one more from my good friend Lennox. Go for it.
No, I was just going to say, I think as well what has not helped is that AJ, through a lot of this, has been quiet and it's all been Eddie Hearn. And yeah, he's fast talking, Eddie. And on the other side, we're not really hearing from Shelley. Maybe the odd article and quotes of what he said, but Shelley's not someone that goes out like Eddie is in the every press conference and everything. He's doing interviews with everybody. Shelley's just not that guy, and we're hearing Wilder. And for a lot of people, Wilder just sort of goes on, and he's, I don't know. People would like, oh, enough. Like, yeah, we know you supposedly want this fight, but you've got a contract. But it's not like we're hearing fighter, promoter, or manager, fighter, promoter from both sides. I don't know. There's just, I'd like to hear from AJ. I want to hear it more from him. And I want to see Shelley prove Eddie wrong in some way or whatever. It's just, we're just not going to get to the bottom of it, really. So who knows?
We need like a presidential debate. Like they should really probably set something. Like, again, we're in this reality where it's not happening. So keep building it. Maybe 2 months from now, Shelley and Eddie can hold the press conference, showing the emails. And on that day, make a fight announcement, make the fight announcement. Build it up, though. Look, I don't know, man. My last piece of evidence is from Lennox again, and an opening quote says, "The way I see it, AJ is the man. He gets to choose time and place for the first fight. I'd make Wilder come to me also. But from what I see, from Wilder, he's willing to. And this is the same attitude I would have. When the heavyweight division finally has a pulse, we need action, not talk." I mean, it just feels like all these are directed at AJ. It's like he's on Wilder's side. And he's like, oh, Wilder seems like he wants it. That's the same attitude I would have. Wilder wants to fight the best. When I was champion, I wanted to fight the best. I don't know, man. And then he comes out and just says AJ changed his tune. I mean, have they ever had any beef that we don't know about? Or is this all honest? Because, Wilder feels like Tyson always had an issue with him. And that's why they've been having this ongoing back and forth. But has Lennox ever had any...
Not to my knowledge, unless he's
never heard anything either.
Unless he's worried that AJ is going to be the UK guy that comes and is undisputed and everything. I don't know. It seems
the UK guy is going to come erase Lennox Lewis's history, right?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, and done it in fewer fights, or I don't know. Who knows? But again, to me, he's, like you say, it sounded like he's more Deontay's side, and yet it seems Deontay has the opportunity to make it by signing it. But
so Rob, after all the details came out, right? Like, now we know it's a $15 million flat fee. Because remember, once upon a time, we thought he denied 12, he denied 15, so he got a third one that was a little bit more. And actually, the third one was the same offer. So we know that he took 15 million flat, no upside, and he's going to enemy territory. And as Eddie says in yesterday's interview, they were willing to concede on the rematch clause. So he was willing to give up the fact that he wasn't going to have a rematch. I just don't I don't understand, why do you keep repeating like, well, he's got a contract. He's already expressed, after I bent over backwards, and remember in his quote, he said, after I bent over backwards, pause, right? Because he made it like as if it was a homo thing, like they were fucking. So he said, as I bent over backward, pause, so it's like, fuck that offer. He's saying, like, I already was going to take less than what I'm worth one time. I was already being submissive to everything you wanted one time. So again, up until now, and we're going based off our interview, nothing else that's out there, he told us, I got my own quest. It's 51-0. That's what he's attempting. So I don't know if he takes this offer again. I don't. And I think that now, again, because of perception, I mean, we got guys like Lennox Lewis. Who knows how many others are going to come out? We haven't even touched on Espinoza and everything, all the details he gave, which is another reason why I still don't get you saying, like, why doesn't he sign? Like, people who are involved in this, the fight was going to happen on Showtime. Like, all signs pointed to Showtime until like this week. So like, I mean, I don't know. Is everyone lying except Eddie and Joshua? Like now Espinoza's lying too? Now Lewis is lying too? Like, I don't get it. Is everyone lying?
Look, I don't know the truth, and yeah, Eddie might be doing what you say. You know, the Pied Piper, everyone following him, like and zombies and all that. But Finkel or whatever haven't come out and said they haven't sent us a contract. They haven't said this. They haven't said this is nonsense. What are you talking about? We know Wilder's got a contract, and we know there's a couple of things regarding the rematch, which I don't know if you heard yesterday, that was going to be 50-50 for a rematch on the split. And we know that date and venue was an issue, and that they knew that, and it wasn't going to come back until the Friday. That's all that we know, because Finkel's spoken about it and Eddie's spoken about it. That's the only facts that we know, and that Wilder agreed. Like you say, it was I bent over backwards. You agreed to it, but it's still over there. I'm sort of like you say. I'm kind of done with it right now. It's Povetkin next, and does Wilder relook at this latest sort of sweetened offer? I don't know. At the moment, I don't think he does, and it may be used to negotiate a bigger one in a little bit further down the line, because I don't think either man. Yes, Joshua can go out and make another 20 million, another 20 million, another 20 million, but for me personally, I want him to go and get that final bout, and I don't think Deontay can go to 51-0, living off substandard or B-level fighters, and get the credit that he should get for 51-0 if there isn't a Joshua involved or a real big name. So I think they both need each other to be perfectly honest. So down the road, this is going to happen, I think, but just not in the soon.
Yeah, man. Which segues us into Steven Espinoza, head of Showtime Sports, and basically the man that's kind of turned boxing around on Showtime. Eddie Hearn was on Twitter, and he replied to Deontay Wilder's Dear John letter. Damn, do I really have to read that again, Rob? You think I have to read that for the show context?
No, I mean, I had a couple of issues with Deontay's tweet, but I'll get back to him on it in a few days.
No, then I really should read it now, because he's and I opening quote, he says, well, I tried to give you guys the biggest fight of your lives, the most exciting fight in the world history, the first undisputed, undefeated WBC, WBA, WBO, and IBF. And this is editors brackets, me being the editor. That means I'm adding something. IBO, shout out to the IBO, unified heavyweight champion of the world since Lewis. Shout out to Lennox Lewis. They tried to, they asked for jungle deep numbers emoji money bag just to get out of the fight, not knowing we were hustlers. So we served them the money in the bag. Just like a game of spades, what he do? The nigga reneged, shaking my damn head. Just told the bold-faced lie. He's not a stand-up guy. Instead, he wanted to fight in his country. I respect that. They offered me a flat fee, crackhead money, something that's equivalent to a pack of peanuts, a loaf of bread, and a jar of honey. Look, I represent the dirty South, and I'm a product of my environment. Bama is where I made it out of. This survival food, I'm used to it. So I said, bet, give me the gun, I'll do it. I just basically took the lowest offer in boxing history for a unified title bout. Shaking my head. Fucking brain dead. My team and I bent over backwards. Pause. Accepting everything they threw at us just to find out this boy is terrified of me. Pussy. 3 months of tea parties by grown men. They didn't even have British hospitality and offer biscuits with the tea, shaking my damn head. I said all that passion to tell a story and to apologize. I'm sorry, guys. They played us all. Fuck them. We move forward. The future is still bright. Hashtag 51 and oh, baby, let's go.
I smell pussy.
So this is what he posted, and then do you want to reply to this before I give
I just
reply?
I just want to say, there were no biscuits at the tea party, but you wouldn't even, take us for a cup of coffee. You wouldn't even meet up for that. So that's why there was no biscuits.
And when you say you wouldn't even meet up for that, you mean he wouldn't meet in New York with Eddie Hearn, right? That's what you're insinuating about?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was just gonna say, because it sounded like you wouldn't even meet up with us, meaning like he wouldn't meet up with you. And it's just like, no, wait, this is the people's champion. This is the guy that gets on YouTube channels and podcasts. This is the guy that's out there in public doing interviews. It's not AJ who's unaccessible and not allowed to talk. So I'm glad you cleared that up because that's where I went with it. But
no, you got it wrong. No, you got it wrong.
Okay. So what happened next was Eddie Hearn beautifully. I mean, you know what? The hipster was right. This guy is a great fucking promoter, okay? Because what did he do? He tweets Deontay the emoji of Pinocchio nose growing and says basically liar, liar, pants on fire, and then writes sign the contract. Yo, so beautifully. Like, he's the perfect fucking villain. He's like Keith Ledger in Batman, I swear. And then, luckily, come to the rescue, Steven Espinoza, right? And I say to the rescue because it's like, yo, how is it that no one believes Wilder? So, boom, Showtime executive, the man that put together the over 4 million pay-per-view buys in Mayweather-Pacquiao, the man that put together Mayweather-McGregor. He was on every tour. McGregor called him a weasel. Now he's infamously known as Steven Espinoza the Weasel. He's technically done, I don't know, hundreds of thousands more pay-per-views than Eddie. We know he's had to do with big-time contracts. He quote tweets Eddie's Pinocchio nose emoji tweet, signed the contract sentence, and says, nobody signs the first draft of a contract, especially on a big fight. Surely you know that. Or is this your first international pay-per-view? Oh, sorry. It is your first. You'll learn eventually. Now, before you reply to that, I just want to say I think that Espinoza showed his cards here. I think that this indicates that the relationship between Matchroom and Showtime is done. I know that Eddie says in the interview yesterday that he's going to offer all networks an opportunity to bid, which is business-like. But Espinoza is obviously upset that there isn't an extension, that there is going to be an auction, that this fight isn't happening. Because like one of our callers said early this morning on the morning show, shout out to the morning show, TBV in the morning. If you don't know about that, now you know. Every morning, 8 a.m., we're rocking out. Join us, same bat time, same bat channel. We're talking boxing. So yeah, in the morning show, a caller was like, Showtime had been spending a lot of dollars to do Showtime, YouTube, international fights, coupling it with Anthony Joshua fights, only getting 300,000 views, putting it on at 5 o'clock where they normally don't do boxing, investing in Anthony Joshua for the last 4 fights or 3 fights, if I'm not mistaken. So I feel like maybe Espinoza has a little bit of anger or sour, but that doesn't mean that this statement at least isn't a good shot, right?
Yeah, it was a good shot, definitely. And as far as what he has to do with actually making fights, obviously he's in the industry and he'll know, but he puts them on TV. But yeah, it was a good shot, but you've obviously got it there. But Eddie comes back with again another sort of, you know, his own sort of shot. But yeah, I mean, Espinoza, I think I find it strange that what maybe you can explain. This isn't a shot or anything like that. Why isn't Wilder tied to a deal? He's their biggest viewing.
Well, we don't know. We don't know if he's tied to a deal or not. But I will say, based off, I guess, like revisionist history, Al Heyman guys tend not to sign. It seems like those are the old days in the mafia when, you know, you're just like, you talk like this and you're like, listen, Steven, you got my word that the Bronze Bomber is going to fight on the network. That's it. I mean, and I think that's why Eddie took a jab in one of his next tweets, which we haven't gotten to yet. But Eddie says something like, you know, oh, here we go. He says, number one, I'm responding to the comments that the proof of funds were provided. No, they were not. Number two, I've asked for a contract. This was flat out refused. Number three, does Deontay have a contract with Showtime? Question mark. Number four, good night. Good night, Steven. You know, yo, he's so fucking good. I love him, bro. I love him. Yo, I love him. I do. Yo, and you know, everybody thinks it's like, oh, Nash, you go so hard on Eddie because he could take it. He's not pussy. He's tough skin, bro. Like right away after the interview, we talked and shit. And I'm impressed. Like he's a young guy, a young old guy, but still looks mad young and shit. And he's just like so hip. You know, he drives a Bentley. He's fucking got red bottoms on with the spikes. Like, yo, Eddie's all that in the bag of chips, let me tell you. But Espinoza replies to that Eddie tweet and says, hate to interrupt with actual facts, but one, Wilder did offer mutually acceptable security, which could include a guarantee. Now, I want to pause there because for all the weirdos still saying we never got proof of funds, are you hearing the words coming out of Espinoza's mouth? Obviously, the $50 million was backed by CBS and Showtime. If he is willing to go as far as he is in this statement where he says Wilder did offer mutually acceptable security, because mutually to me means for both parties, right?
Yeah, very quick. Eddie done an interview today with IFL, and they brought up the Espinoza thing, and he said about that. He said he said it was kind of clever because he sort of twisted what he said, but Eddie said they never actually asked. They didn't ask for proof, but apparently, like Wilder, they offered.
But we have to stop there because we know that that's not true. We know that the entire reason Nestor gives, like, and that's what I'm saying. We could stay in our bubble because. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. I know you're not going to lie to me. Now, the listeners, the callers, that's a different story. Our bubble, we have trust. You know, I drove to New York. Mm-hmm. You know, my intentions was to ask, why all of a sudden are you pushing the narrative that the money isn't real? Do you not trust Al Heyman anymore? Has he done business with you in the past that went sour? And that was the whole premise of my interview. And in my interview, he said, I never said, or I don't question that the money isn't there. So for these retards still saying, oh, he never sent proof of funds. And now you got the Showtime executive also saying that the security was acceptable and the guarantee could have been included. It gives me the indication, and obviously this is me theorizing, but it gives me the indication that Showtime was part of that offer. They were part of that $50 million offer. You know what I'm saying? Like promoters go to networks all the day and get site fee money.
Yeah. I mean, again, not shots, but I think Wilder's team would have had to have like Showtime on board to get the 50, right? Yeah.
Of course. I mean, you got to go to backers just like fucking, just like Eddie has the zone. Like,
yeah, exactly. So
really no difference. One guy has a network. The other guy has the network and not a promoter. It's all the only difference. But after that, he says, which could have included a guarantee. Number 2, Wilder did send a detailed term sheet and you acknowledged receipt. Both were in writing and easily verifiable. Now, again, this is far too much information, but we're going off, or at least I'm going off my hunch. Wilder sat down with Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel said, I want this fucking fight. He said he won 50. Yo, you guys make money all day. You made money with McGregor, with Pacquiao, with Mayweather. Let's do it. You know we can do it. Boom. They sat down. They went to show. How much you putting up? This what you putting up? All right, we got the rest. Boom, we got the 50. Here's the 50. You know, and that's why he's so involved in this tweet. And he says, you didn't respond. So I don't know.
Again, I'll just tell you what he said today. What was the term? The terms you just said then in number 2? What was it called?
Wilder sent a detailed term sheet and acknowledged.
Term sheet. That's right. Yeah.
You acknowledged receipt.
Yeah. To which Eddie said, and then we said, great, send us a contract. He said, which they never did. But I'm just, again, not fanboy status. I'm just coming back to you.
Fanboy, you're not a fanboy. Just use Eddie's words. You're not a fanboy. Now here we're gonna reverse the roles. Eddie sent the term sheet to Wilder. The term sheet, he said it in yesterday's interview. The term sheet and the contract are identical, was his words. The term sheet and the contract, he said the email and the contract are identical. So if he had 2 revisions, why didn't he make those revisions in the email? But he said, no worries. We sent them the contract anyway, remember? So when did they send the contract? When Wilder accepted. Am I right or am I wrong? He didn't.
I guess, yeah.
Wait a minute. He didn't send a contract and then wait for him to accept. We all know that. He accepted and he's been waiting for a signature, he being Eddie. So Wilder accepted, Eddie sent the contract, never received back a signed contract. So again, we'll reverse roles. Wilder sends a term sheet with an offer. Eddie never accepts it. Eddie never accepts it. Eddie says, okay, we're interested. Listen to the interviews, brother, and listen to the word. Okay, we're interested. Let's sit down. And then he starts to spin the narrative. I told him we're interested. We want to sit down. Why can't we sit down? No, that team said accept the terms like you told us. We had to accept the terms. And yes, I'm using the word we now by accident, but Team Wilder had to accept the terms of flat fee, going to the UK, et cetera, before a contract could be sent. So why in the fuck does the goalpost get switched? Why is there a double standard? Why does now Joshua not have to accept the $50 million and doesn't need a contract, but Wilder has to? I don't get it. I don't know.
I think it's whether it's the A side kind of thing or it's my whole thing with the 50 million offer was AJ said it thinking never going to happen, and it did.
So egg on his face.
Yeah, kind of, and it was like shit. And then it was, I want the fight in the UK. I just
Rob, you see, you just woke up. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, he just.
No, I didn't. I've said this all along.
You woke up.
OMG, I am so excited.
He woke up. Listen.
I said this all along.
Listen, fool me once, Rob. Shame on me. Okay? Fool me once, shame on me.
Okay. I'll take 50 million up front. If that's the case, Wilder's team, bring me 50 million up front and we'll take the fight.
I'll see you soon then.
Right there, I believed him. The 50 came, he fooled me. That's the first time. Now, second time is now Wilder saying, yo, I accepted 15 million flat fee, plus I was going over there, plus all this extra. No, that's fooled me twice.
No. This is fooled you once with Wilder now.
No, because again, he accepted the terms, right?
Yeah,
and now accepted the terms.
Yeah. All right, but
Wilder has gotten farther along in the process.
Yeah, no, he's got a contract as well. In this one, he's got a contract that just needs to be signed. He accepted terms, and now an offer. Remember, Eddie was going to send it. He said you'll get it by, I think it was on a Friday, and he said you'll probably get it tonight or over the weekend, and it didn't arrive till the Monday.
Don't you get it? Don't you get that one part of the interview where he said Shelly reached out to me, and he said, we just need you to confirm that it's Joshua's next fight. He said, yeah, it's Joshua's next fight. Okay. So then he says, Shelly said, we have 2 revisions we'll send on Friday, but it's Sunday. So he has an issue with waiting 6 days for revisions that Sunday, that you could just have him in on his office by Monday. And I get that. I do. We really need Shelly to give us some more clarity on, or at least his side of that. Right. But where we are with that is the B side was specific in the acceptance of the offer as long as it was the next fight. But what I have been preaching came to fruition. They're taking another $20 million payday. Then we can negotiate about the Wilder fight. That's all I'm saying. All of this was singing and dancing so that they can make this $20 million payday.
Oh, we're never going to agree, because to me, they've only moved on with the 20 million because they haven't heard, it hasn't been done with Wilder for the next, as in the next one. What would have been the next one? So I don't know. Let's get to point 3 of Espinoza or whatever. I think you got to number 3, maybe.
Yeah, no, that was it. It was only 3.
Oh, okay. Did you do the one where?
But there is another one. There is another. You're right. Espinoza had another one here. It says, oh yeah, you're right. Number 3, Deontay has something more important than a contract: loyalty.
That was regarding a Showtime deal.
You familiar with the concept? Don't think so. Yeah, you see, because probably there was a word like, yeah, mate. Yeah, after the 3 fights, we'll sign again. Don't worry. You see you in 3 fights.
I don't know, but I think you maybe missed one.
Yo, but Espinoza's dumb. Come on, like, let's be real. Again, this is what I'm saying. People call me biased, but you see how realistic I am? Like, this is business. If you didn't put in the contract, like, yo, we get first dibs on re-signing him or something, like, if you're going off these fucking handshakes, these backroom deals, that shit'll never fly, bro, because excuse me, Joshua's a fucking franchise, bro. Like, he's as big as McDonald's right now. Like, you just take him anywhere and you can make money. Like, yo, he's that carrot right now. Like, you can put any fight on DAZN. You can get DAZN to give you money. You can get HBO to give you money. Anybody will pay for Alexander Povetkin versus Joshua right now. Anybody will give Eddie whatever he wants, even as a 1-fight deal. Why? In hopes that they fucking make him happy and he comes back and he does give him a deal. Like, he has the second biggest franchise. He's got Burger King, Canelo's McDonald's. I'm sorry.
I prefer Burger King, to be fair.
I think you guys got more Burger Kings over there, right? I think that's what they say.
I don't know. We've got both everywhere, every town or whatever. But yeah, I mean, like you say, everyone wants that AJ fight because they know it represents the money. And I don't know, with the Gerald Miller news, is the Pulev thing, is he going to go to fucking Bulgaria just to have the opportunity to get the AJ money? You know what I mean? So people want that AJ money.
With that big baby Miller thing, like you said, is he going to go to Bulgaria or did he get a phone call from Eddie Hearn now? Because you've seen his post on IG a couple of hours ago. It's a picture of him and AJ in front of the Barclays Center. And I mean, could you read the caption? Because it seems very direct. I'm going to be honest. I received this particular caption no different than I received the Broner caption, but we'll talk about the Broner caption in the news and notes. But I don't know if, I don't really believe this.
Let me just get it up. Yeah, I remember when I sent you the news about going to that Pulev's team won that purse bid as well, and you were like, "Shit, is he really going to go out there?" Or, I mean, there was talk of when Pulev won the one for White that they were going to bring that to New York or something like that, if I remember. But yeah, Big Baby Miller. Okay, this is what I'm talking about at Bronze Bomber. Go eat goat nuts. I'm next. Get ready for this work. And like you say, it's a picture of Joshua with all the bouts and Miller, like you say, in front of the Barclays Center. So, yeah.
Yeah, because look, I mean, Bro, if you're Joshua, this is your third fight this year with Alexander Povetkin, right?
I think it's 3 times in 11 months, but calendar year it'll be 2 fights this year.
Okay, so if it'll be 2 fights this year, calendar month, then maybe Big Baby could get a December fight. You think he gets a December fight or a January fight in Brooklyn? Anthony Joshua's debut in America?
Possibly. I mean,
I guess it depends how many rounds Povetkin gives him.
Yeah, because what would that be? September? What would we have then? October, November? I don't know. I'd maybe look at the beginning of 2019. Maybe.
Maybe January in the Barclays. I mean, Earl Spence pulled about 12,000 and some change in the Barclays Center in January versus Lamont. I'm pretty sure Big Baby and Joshua can do that, especially. Right? Tying it back to the Bulgaria, especially if he goes over to the Bulgaria and becomes the mandatory.
Yeah, so that was kind of the link I was trying to make. Like, people want that AJ money. You know, is he going all the way to Bulgaria to try and get that mandatory status to, get that fight where, he can't be like maybe sidestepped or whatever because he's a mandatory. So
yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I know that Kubrat Pulev came out on his social media today, and they welcomed the Big Baby with open arms. They're telling him that he's going to receive a promotion like never before, that they're going to roll out all the red carpet, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, just a lot of, theatrics, it seemed like, in this article about this promotion. And he even went as far as saying that they attempted to bring this fight to the U.S., but obviously Big Baby isn't a big enough draw, and the economics didn't make sense. But they did give Big Baby's quote-unquote co-promoters an opportunity. Now, my thing is, every time I talk to Big Baby, he's acting like he's Big Baby Promotions. All of a sudden, this guy, not Rabinski, because that's a different manager, but this guy, whoever is handling Kubrat Pulev stuff, he's saying he's talking to Dimitri Salita, which I know is or was at least a promoter of Big Baby, and Greg Cohen, I didn't even know was part of Big Baby. So it's like, again, it's one of those Eddie Hearn things. Like, are the right people relaying the right messages? You know what I'm saying? Now, I spoke to the trainer, and he said he had to make a few phone calls. And when he got back to me, he said, yeah, it looks like it's going to happen. We're going to take a week to make a decision, but it's looking like it's a go. I didn't press on it. I let it be. I know that same trainer, like I told you, he's going to be part of that announcement that's happening on July 17th with Eddie Hearn. Since we're talking Eddie Hearn, we might as well mention that as part of the news and notes a little later about the 9 U.S. fighter signings. And, that article also indicates that it's a lot of amateurs. Eddie's like, it's harder to get the big fish. They're already known. I went after some amateurs. They were really interested. And it's like I told you guys a couple of weeks ago with the leak, few people out of Big Baby's gym have been signed. So those announcements coming soon. And it's some good talent in there, man. Remember that gym produced Richardson Hitchens, the TMT sign fighter, Chris Colbert, who's fucking super duper impressed in his last 3 fights, taking on undefeated fighters, moving along the rankings super duper fast. Not as fast as Lomachenko, but still, you know what I mean? For an inner city kid, couple of golden gloves, he's not fucking playing. Then I don't know. I don't even know. We're like, what else? Where else are we? I mean, hopefully Big Baby can do that. It would definitely secure a fight that wouldn't get in the way with Wilder. Like, if Wilder came to his senses, if they were able to renegotiate things, they still could get that off in April, and Joshua still could get that U.S. debut the way that Eddie wanted. And I swear, this time next year, I will be saying that Eddie is an alien. Because it would have worked exactly how they wanted. They would have gotten the Wilder fight in 2019 or 20. They would have gotten the Big Baby debut in the U.S. They got the Povetkin fight. Like, they are going to get everything they want and more. They're doing what they're doing. They're doing it the right way. And, AJ said it best.
On my shoulder, the fighting man says, Wilder at Wembley, boom. And then this devil on my shoulder, the manager hat says, "What's best to guide my career?"
You know what's best. Stay the fuck away from
Bomb Squad!
Switching subjects, welterweight division. Let's talk some more UK news. Amir King Khan. You know, I wanted to badly bash him. Like that's what I'm used to, is bashing him, right? But like, yo, fuck, he's fighting a guy that Errol Spence fought. He's fighting a guy that Danny Garcia fought. And, you know, he's coming off a comeback. He got pulverized by the Khan killer in Canelo. So it's like, whatever. And then right when I'm trying to be on that whatever attitude, Eddie Hearn slips in, contacts the WBA's pressuring me / my best friends, puts in a little fucking email to have Khan versus Samuel Vargas. And mind you, Khan is allegedly rebuilding, right? Like, he's not fighting anyone decent because he's on the comeback. But somehow now this fight becomes a WBA elimination bout for Lucas Matisse's regular title, mind you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Pacquiao, obviously, if that fight even happens. But yeah, you know, I don't think we were ever going to be blown away by the announcement of who it was going to be. You know, it kind of got a little bit leaked. This gathered pace a little bit, hearing this name a little more regularly as it got closer. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, he got about 30 seconds against Phil LaGreco, which you know, after being off for so long, doesn't, you know, get the ring rust off properly for stepping up to a real good test. This is obviously a little bit of a level up from LaGreco. But yeah, and as far as, you know, people saying it's building towards the Brook fight, you know, Brook's got what's going to be deemed as a pushover in that Cook fight, and Khan's got Vargas. It's all keeping everybody, you know, safe and well until Khan and Brook meet. But Khan is adamant this is going to be at 147. You know, does will Brook go down to 147? I don't know. I don't think we'll see that fight at all. So maybe this WBA regular is, if we can't make the Brook fight, we can maybe get, if Pacquiao wins, imagine bringing, you know, that'd be pretty big in the UK. Manny Pacquiao comes over for an Amir Khan fight. That would be like probably outside in a stadium. Amir Khan, Manny Pacquiao, that'd be huge. Just purely on the names, you know, not whether it's obviously they're not of their former glories or whatever. But
yeah, I mean, look, man, Khan got 30 seconds in the LaGreco fight, so this fight is justifiable. It's just the route, man. Like, and that's what Eddie means when he says you need a promoter. Like, look at the route. LaGreco, Vargas, Lucas Matisse title shot. Look at the route. What's this kid's name? Luis Cubas Aries. What's this other kid's name?
Selesky. Am I with you on that one? Is it the right?
Yeah. Selesky title shot with motherfucking Sergey Derevchenko vacant. Like, that's why you need a promoter. You get gimme title shot. Now you in the driver's seat. You know,
and Eddie seems to be applied for every fight he puts on a card is like for some kind of eliminator for, you know what I mean? He's throwing them in there.
His pockets is long. He ain't driving in a Bentley and wearing fucking Louis buttons for nothing.
Yeah, I think
every time you put in a motion, you're paying sanctioning fees. If you fight for an elimination bout, you got to pay for that.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing, man. He knows what he's doing.
But yeah, you know, Khan flattened LaGreco in 30 seconds, and you know, LaGreco's a bum. Errol Spence done it in round 1 against Ocampo. Spence is a killer. And then Charlo done it to Centennial. Charlo's a killer. Brook done it to Rabchenko. Rabchenko's some guy. Who is he? I don't know. You know,
but Wait a minute.
When these people are doing what we want them to do and expect them to do, I just see a little difference depending what side of the pond the fight was.
I don't think there's a difference. Like no one's. You don't know who Rabchenko is. No, but
he dispatched him and just didn't. It wasn't like, oh, Brooks a killer. I'm just saying. That's one thing I've noticed on here.
No. But wait. You're. I get your analogy, and I like it, but I think it's flawed because the guys that you're choosing have shown vulnerabilities already. So the level of speculation is there. It's like, oh, he beat Rabchenko, but come on, man, he got 2 broken eye sockets. He ain't no killer. Let's see him fight Jamal. Let's see him fight Eric. That's what
I get you. I just wanted to say.
And the same thing with Khan. It's like every time somebody fucking pushes the button in between his chin, he falls. It's like
I was just doing that for Midi anyway, because Midi's like, you know what he's like with Amir Khan. He wants some love from Amir Khan from TBV, all right?
Look, man, Amir gets, the Purple Heart, like, because we like going to war. Like, he loves going to war. And I don't mean that in a traditional Mexican style sense. No, I mean, like, he loves challenging himself. Like, he'll fight Brooke. He'll fight. Like, he loves challenging himself. So, like, you can't take that away from Amir. But I also can't act like I'm blind. Like, I don't get caught up in his fastness. Everybody, oh, he's fast. But he don't change speeds. That's why everyone times him. Like, everyone knocks him out. They don't beat him by decision because you can't beat him by decision. If you're not good enough to time him, he will beat you. But he doesn't change the speed. It's the same shit. Because he fucking came up in that Pacquiao gym. He ain't never changed that. Hopefully Virgil slowed him down. Who he's training with now?
Goosen. Joe Goosen.
He's bugging.
Anyway.
No. Honestly, like I know like a historian will call in or not call in, right? Like they'll be all in the chat like, fucking Ness. He don't know shit about boxing. He's so disrespectful. Joe Goosen trained. Yada, 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 right? But like in the last, I don't know, fucking 15 years, like who's Joe Goosen trained? Like who's he got wins with? Like who's his biggest star? Like John Molina?
No, I think my memory is failing me, but I think there is someone.
Who, John Molina?
No, but I'll find it. But
I know who. Ellie Setback. Because Ellie's in that gym all day. And he's always training there, so it's got to be Ellie. Oh, Brandon Rios. Nope. He went back to Robert. Like who, bro?
I'm gonna Google that shit.
And again, listen, I don't mean that in any form of disrespect because I know that's how they're gonna take it. Like, oh, motherfucker, you trying to say I ain't done shit? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, yo, Khan's an elite level fighter. He's an elite level fighter. He can't be going to train with someone because it's convenient, because it's near his LA house or some shit. That's how I'm seeing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know that what's this kid? He uses that gym a lot. Every now and then you catch him in there doing Ellie Setback videos, Gabriel Rosado. But I just don't like I don't
He trained Riddick Bowe in his comeback.
I told you, you got to go deep, man. You got to go.
Diego Corrales.
What was that quote that Deontay used? They wanted that deep jungle work. You're going deep in the jungle of the history books. They said Diego Corrales. Oh my God, rest his soul, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Anyway. And look, and it's cool because Joe Goosen is probably like, yo, man, I fucking trained champions. I could do it again. I just need the right fighter, and I get it. And I'm on the outside as a commentator, like, yo, bro, he's trained champions, but it was a long time ago. Right now, the winners are Robert Garcia. I guess you could say Angel Garcia, but he doesn't take clients, right? He's only got one loss with his fighter. Dan Birmingham, trainer of Keith. Derek James got the Trainer of the Year award from the WBC. McGuigan, I like McGuigan. I like Booth. They've proven to turn people around too, because because Booth has taken guys like Andy Lee and made them good enough to get back on world level. And look at what he's fucking doing with the Taylor kid, right? Or the Kelly kid? Is it the
Kelly? Yeah, and Ryan Burnett.
Yeah, well, now I haven't paid attention to Burnett yet. I know you guys talk a lot about him. Not yet. I'll get there one day. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, if you're listening, don't take this offensively. All I'm saying is I could have found a better choice for Khan. That's what I meant. I hope it translated that way. So yeah, we're gonna move on to Dillian. Damn, we're taking long with this. Let's speed it up just a tad. Dillian White and Joseph Parker. Ness, why are we talking about this? Who gives a fuck? No. It's the heavyweight division. I definitely give a fuck. But the real reason we're back is because, drum roll, please. For he's the greatest promoter in the world. For he's the greatest promoter in the world. Somehow Eddie does it again. And when I say Eddie, yes, I mean Eddie Hearn.
Yes!
Now, Dillian White, Joseph Parker is for a WBO elimination. So, like, he's ensuring that, again, something I said on yesterday's show, don't be shocked if the winner of this fight gets a rematch before Deontay, because it's going to be domestically bigger. Not bigger, but like big enough to make some good money over there before Deontay. Yes. Especially now that they can say, well, Dillian is the WBO mandatory. We can't have an undisputed fight without all the belts. We got to take care of the mandatories. So, you know what I mean? And if it's Joseph, same storyline. It's like, oh, he came back. He beat the AJ rival. He earned his shot back. And look, I heard Dillian, and you know what? Dillian spoke the truth at the press conference. He's like, yo, look, Joseph Parker could have easily came back in with the calm route, the Greco Vargas, and instead he's coming straight at me for a shot. I respect that like a motherfucker.
Once his belt back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't truly believe that statement. I don't know. Maybe he goes to sleep at night. He's like, fuck, I could have did better. But based off his performance, I can't see him doing better.
No. I just mean, that was the bout he lost, and now he's straight back in with an eliminator to get it back. I was just
true.
I don't know if is that actually official that it's for the eliminator, or that Eddie was applying. Eddie is applying. But what Eddie wants.
What Eddie wants, Eddie gets. Yeah, man. I guess we actually could open up the phone lines because we did already touch on the Pulev and Gerald Miller, but there might be a few other things, right? We might have.
You want to talk some Broner?
Oh, and we got to talk about the fights this week.
Oh yeah, shit.
All right, let's get to Broner. So Broner posts what I'm calling a lie. And I know it's a lie. He just wants people to write about it, and I hope that no one does. It already has 25,000 likes. It's 2 hours ago. It's a picture of he and Floyd Mayweather, and they're looking chummy. It looks like Kevin Cunningham in the back. To be honest with you, like you see the dude with the Detroit hat. He's from Detroit, right? No, is he from He's from Louis, St. Louis. I don't know. But it does look like Kevin with them fucking glasses and the hat. Anyway, he's looking like a creeper in the back. Those are the type of pictures you're like, yo, who's this guy? But anyway, Broner posts, at Floyd Mayweather, I'm glad we were able to sit down and work out our differences. I'm glad to sign the 5-fight promotional contract for $50 million. Hashtags brothers forever. Hashtags TMT. Hashtag AB. Hashtag big bro. I'm going to just read a few of the comments that show up and then say, 100, that's what's up. AB talking about his past fights he already did, including Maidana, and where Mayweather fought him twice and got his bread back. Grand Stab Hub says 18 mil on the watch. This is America. Glad everybody got clean water. Oops, they don't. His money though. Who am I? What the fuck are people even? No one even cares that he posted this because he's the little boy that cried wolf of boxing. This is the little boy that cried wolf of boxing. We don't believe you. You need more people. First of all, 50 million? Man, I don't even think that makes sense. I don't care how many numbers this kid does. How is he worth 50 million for 5 fights? That's 10 million a fight. No way. No way.
You're like, is it Chris Tucker on Rush Hour then? $50 million?
No, is he trying to like maybe up Eddie's offer by like, you know, putting this out there, maybe thinking Eddie's going to come? I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Personally.
I get it. It's his ego. He got tired of everybody talking about AJ and the 50 million. He want us to start attaching the word 50 million to his name.
Yeah, hashtag 50 million. Hashtag AB. Big bro.
Big bro.
I just want, he like added Floyd Mayweather, and I just, wouldn't it be great if Floyd put, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, like.
It would be beautiful for him to like, stop lying. Like,
bruh, stop. Stop. I don't know. I know, you know, Mike in our pre-pros just put, I don't care what you say. He moves the needle, and you know, he's got a lot of ties to pop culture and things like that. But 50 million, 5 fights, I don't know.
10 mil a fight, Mike. That's pay-per-view money. Stop it, Mike. You bugging. Really quick, 2 super chats. One from Ronald Finkley. Salute 100 Nest TBV. Shout out to you, my friend. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. This looks like a lot. Oh shit. Another one from Ronald. It's a lot of Duckworth boys excuse ass juice. Okay.
I always love that ass juice. That always makes me laugh.
Oh, I love Muff Dive. He got the contract. Sign it. Fight on. That simple. Mike Gross, he says Khan deserves a light touch off 2 years. I guess. All right. So I guess he meant Khan deserves a light touch coming off a 2-year layoff and first round KO. I love Muff again. Old man Shelley ruined the Wilder man fight. Career LGBT going to kick off over this, or will they pot kettle anyone? Ha. Ronald Finkley again, salute Nest, TBB 100, and Eddie and Mike Gross again. He says, Eddie got that fuck you money. Either you get down or lay down. That's true. He got a lot of money, man, because, I mean, he's able to just do whatever the fuck he wants. He's able to, like, how is he able to get Dillian White a Joseph Parker fight? Like, you tell me, right? Outside of, obviously, Joseph Parker saying to himself and with his team, yo, if we fight Wilder is more dangerous than fighting Dillian White. But in the same token, you got to respect that he's a fighter and he's willing to fight. And instead of an eliminator, he would rather go for a straight title with Wilder. But then you have to believe Eddie and just say, like, yo, Wilder can't afford to pay Joseph Parker. Like, how much is Joseph getting to fight Dillian White? Like, I don't get it. Or was there an option attached to that AJ fight? The way that Pacquiao, Top Rank used to do with Pacquiao, like, yeah, we'll give you the Pacquiao fight, but your next 2 fights belong to us. Ha 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 ha. So, was it like that? Like, yeah, we'll give you the Joseph Parker fucking Anthony Joshua fight. You'll get the 33% you want, but your next fight's promoted by Matchroom Boxing.
Maybe. I mean, reports are that was done so quick, like in 24 hours or something, or 48 hours, that fight or whatever. But, you know, obviously, I'm not sure what the split was in that or who's getting what money, but it's pay-per-view. I'm sure he's getting a little tickle off the pay-per-view as well.
And probably some backside money. Hashtag flat fee for Wilder. So anything else? Anything else in the pre-pro that we need to touch up on?
Very quick on the fights, if you want.
Oh shit, yeah, Gilberto Ramirez. You know, I fell asleep watching his fight today with What's his name? No, and I don't mean no pun intended. None.
No,
Like,
you just.
I was watching his fight with fuck, man. What's that kid's name from Philadelphia? Jesse Hart. I was watching this Jesse Hart. Yo, Jesse Hart was hitting this kid with some dangerous left hooks, but you know what? He impressed me. Gilberto dropped him with a short little left uppercut, bro. I think it was a left uppercut, and it was so tight. I know that Jesse swung into it as he ducked, but I don't know. I'm kind of gonna watch this fight maybe even live now to see is his power real, because he was really beating him to the body too. He slowed Jesse down, and obviously Jesse felt the power early because he was like he was moving a lot, bro. He was moving a lot. Yeah, I know black fighters like to be slick and they're usually on their wheels, you know, a la Thurman, Crawford, you know, Floyd. But man, he was moving a lot. He was moving a lot. The announcers were questioning whether or not he was going to get tired. Eventually he lost, so yeah, I'm going to check out Lil Gilberto. Who's on the undercard?
Let me bring that up. But do you know much of Angulo? Is it?
No. I remember when I read that, I thought it was Alfredo Angulo. I'm like, God damn it, Bob. Going into really? You're bringing fucking Angulo back from the grave, but it's another Angulo. I never heard of him.
BoxRec have got 2 fights on this card.
Yo, you know what's sad though, man? Like, this is what I'm saying. You see, we give Eddie shit, right? Like, we're giving Eddie shit. Oh, he said he got Khan with Vargas. Look at this Top Rank card. It's on ESPN, the alleged free TV. No writers are writing bad. No one is saying anything. No one is even going to watch this shit. No one cares. No one even cares enough to criticize it. Like, this guy, Gilberto, like all those top-ranked WBO champions, like, who have they faced? Like, Oscar Valdez, who has he faced?
Yeah.
Gilberto, who has he faced? Like, his toughest fight is a fucking in-house dude whose toughest fight is Gilberto. Like, fucking bullshit, man. I mean, you know, whatever. But they're building him. This guy's front page ESPN. They're pumping his story. And the new slogan is, I don't want to go back to that life. Everything, all the commercials start with, I don't want to go back to that life. Like, they're selling the shit out this kid. And every time I see him on those little quick promos, infomercials, everything, I just think to myself, Bob Arum needs to get Julio Cesar Chavez. He needs to get a fight with Julio Cesar Chavez for this kid to make him popular. No one knows this Mexican dude. He's like from Arizona or trains in Arizona or some shit. No one knows him. You know what I mean? And I think that, you know, fighting a legendary name like that, not that there's legendary skill attached to it, but you know that legendary name is there. His father might show up. You know, this will be good for Gilberto because, again, who the fuck is Angulo? Does anybody like even look familiar on his resume?
He's 23-0.
You know what the good thing about Angulo and guys like him, Jamie Munguia has changed the perception of the unknown fighter now. Because when I think of Angulo, all I can say to myself is, I hope he's a Jamie Munguia. You know what I mean? Just so that these mismatches get good.
Yeah, I mean, he's 23-0 and 20 knockouts. From Colombia. He's fought in a lot of places. He's like, you know, he's been to Germany. He's fought in the States, Mexico. Where's that? I think Argentina. He's been around, but yeah, as far as his, I don't know names on his.
Yeah, no, I'm checking.
Struggling for a name, but
I mean, he's fought in America though. That's crazy, and they still happen to find him like nobodies.
Yeah, I like I say, I don't know him, but
yo, he's got some international flavor, bro. This guy's fought in Germany, in the Dominican Republic, in America, in Italy. What the fuck? He's all over the place. Look, what's this? He's fought in. I don't even know where this is at. Jesus, it's definitely an Asian country.
Which one?
Sandor Mesquiko. It's like, I don't know, 10 fights in.
Oh yeah, Oh, that's Turkey.
Yo, this dude fought in DR a lot, fluffing up that record. Look at the dudes in DR. He fought 0-5-1. Come on, man, kill yourself.
But yeah, he's
Yo, and then look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights in. He fights after 7 fights, bro. After beating up 7 cans, he then beat up in a can that never got a win and only had 4 losses straight. Now, I just say to myself, I guess, you know, like for a foreign country, third world country, Colombia, DR, all those places, like, you know, you probably just going to fight whoever you can fight. It's like, yo, I train. Yo, I want to fight. Like, fuck it. I get it. We'll see what he could do, man. Gilberto's a big kid. He's a big kid. He's strong. You know, he comes forward. That was a good fight. I guess Tom Lawfer and Abel Sanchez were right in not moving up with Gennady to take on that Gilberto fight. But man, if Gennady wasn't old and still had a division to move up to, those styles make for a good fight. They have very similar styles, bro, except that Gilberto's arms are much longer and he probably get to the body quicker, or Gennady can cut the distance quicker because of those long ass arms, getting inside of those. But
can you screen share quickly if I repost this in the you want to check out what these look like in a face-off?
Who, the pre-pro?
Yeah, let me just resend it so it's fresh for you. That's it. Looks like Rigo's back, but this guy looks tiny.
What? Yeah, but that's not Rigo. That's
No, I know. I say it looks like Rigo, right?
Yeah.
Ramirez is a giant. This guy's fucking tiny.
Oh shit! You know that I didn't realize that was the face-off. I'm thinking this is like A side main event, A side co-main event. This is this fighter.
Is it not? This is from
my guy. He looks like a bantamweight. This is bullshit. I am gonna screen share this. This is what I'm saying. It's Top Rank at its finest. Top Rank at its finest, bro. They know what they're doing, man. This is why you need a promoter.
Your Eddie Hearn impression is hilarious. A promoter.
Yo, look at Ramirez there. That's crazy. Like, this guy is like a little baby. Call you baby face.
When it was on my phone looking small, I was like, fucking damn, Rigo's back.
Yo, what is that, bro? And no one writes bad about this. It's like, no, this is good. Ramirez, you know, he's learning on the job. It's the same Joshua story. It's the same Joshua story. I won't be rushed. No one can rush my career.
But yeah.
Phone lines?
Yeah, go for it.
You ain't got anything? No, you could definitely go with something because I gotta produce in the back end. So you know, I get some of these numbers ready. Oh shit.
What up?
What the fuck? Mike, you on point? You ain't even tell me that shit was working. Damn. It looked like it's working. He got that shit litty. We about to start this thing off right. Damn, I need it.
El Camino, let's go.
I know, right? Let's go. Shout out to Mike. Tell the truth. That's all I want from all you AJ protectors. This is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just tell the truth, you know? Tell the truth. So, you know the number to call in, 14255695241. Press, no, did I say that right? 52, yes, 41. Press 1 time to voice your opinion here on the Voice of the People hotline. And you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype by adding NESTORGIBBS.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Going out to Troy in Baltimore. What it do?
With the fact.
Big up yourself, man. I heard you name drop, so I had to get in. But
you're my name drop, Troy.
to talk about. Okay, thank you. Thank you. But I'm not even going to touch on Joshua Wilder. I want to touch on what you said about Lennox Lewis, about him chiming in and everything, right?
Yeah.
As you get older, right. You know, as you get older, you know, you kind of change history to suit yourself. Lennox Lewis, the same man who never fought Riddick Bowe. He never fought. He took step-aside money all the time when Tyson and Holyfield were in their primes and he was supposed to fight them. But of course, you know, he's saying, if I was in Joshua's place, I would do this or that. But you have been in his place and you didn't do it. So what is he talking about?
Oh, there you go.
What are you talking about? Exactly.
Troy always bringing it.
He doesn't. And to be very honest with you, it's kind of personal with me because many years ago, this was in Vegas when Tyson fought Razor Ruddock. He disrespected my mother, so I really don't like the cat.
Oh, so there's a bias. That's it. So there's a bias. So you would have never.
There's not no bias, man.
You would have never
liked what he said. There's not no bias. The facts are the facts.
He came at your mother.
No. That's not true.
He came at your mother.
I stick with facts. I stick with facts, brother. Facts are facts. Did he fight Riddick Bowe? No. Did he fight Tyson in his prime? No. Could he have fought him in his prime? Yes. Could he have fought Holyfield in his prime? Yes. But he took step-aside money. He threw the trash. Let me finish this.
Yo, Riddick Bowe threw them titles in the trash. That ain't Lennox's fault.
Right?
That ain't Lennox's fault.
No. Hold on a second. Both threw the belt in the trash. Lennox picked it out the trash, and now he's the champ. Why didn't he just say, okay, Bo, I'm the champ now. Here's your shot. I got a contract for you. We'll just do this and do that. I'll sign the contract and you sign it and we'll fight. That's the same thing he's saying that Joshua didn't do, but he didn't do the same damn thing. He was the champ. He had the power to say, Bo, I got a contract for you. Sign it. I'll sign it. We can fight. Did he ever do that? No, he didn't. He fought nobody in their prime. None of the top heavyweights in their prime. None of them. He took step-aside money constantly. So I don't want to hear anything about him at all. He's just changing history to suit himself. Tell him to take the next thing smoking back to Canada and shut the hell up. I'll have a good night on that note.
Yo, you will protect AJ till you're death. I love it. Yo, he freaking slandered a heavyweight champ for AJ. Now, yo, you gotta admire that love. Yo, AJ, man, how do you do it? How? Where do you find these people?
AJ,
well done, yes sir.
I think you could spit a little bar. We give you a couple words. Maybe 2 words, not 4.
I like to blow my trumpet and that, Joe.
Go, AJ.
In my last fight, I had to watch my weight. Eating too much, even though I'm a heavyweight. I'm on time and I'm never ever late. I'm hustling hard so I can go on and be a great. In JD, chilling with my mates. I stay low key, never ever moving bait. Keep it calm, ring the alarm. Man chat, get slapped with my palm.
All right, one sec. AJ!
Shut down! Oh, God. Let's heat this motherfucker up. We're going out to Baltimore, baby. We're going to stay out there, not with Troy, but with the king of B-More.
It's Baltimore, gentlemen. The gods will not save you.
Yeah, yo. What's going on, Ness?
What up?
I don't know what that other guy from Baltimore was on, but he was on that serious shit, man. I don't know what part of Baltimore he from, man, but that guy AJ, man, it seems like, man, these guys, they got this type of love for him, man. They got that blind. They said love is blind, and love is really blind, man. Because I don't see why Wilder and his team is sending contracts and trying to negotiate. Wilder doing all these interviews, and Eddie Hearn is saying they don't want to fight. Why are you chasing somebody that you don't want to fight? How much sense do that make? Why are they going around doing hour-long interviews saying he want to fight this guy, and then Eddie Hearn will turn around and say something totally opposite? Oh, they don't want to fight me. They stalling out. They don't want. But what kind of bullshit sense do that make? somebody's trying to fight you. They're initiating the thing. They are the aggressive in this situation, trying to get this fight, begging for this fight, but they don't really want it. Who can make you believe some shit like that? That's like the police shoot you and say they didn't do it, or you pulled out a cell phone, they thought it was a gun. It's like, what kind of shit is this, man? And shout out to that kid up in the Bronx, man. Rest in peace to that kid, that Junior, man. He just rest in peace to that kid. But man, it's like they'll beat you up on camera and tell you they didn't do it. It's like how he got this type of mind control over. It's like Eddie Hearn got this mind control over people, and AJ had this, and people got this blind love for him. It's like that's a combination you can't win against. You understand what I'm saying? You can't win against that combination of AJ and Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn got this way of explaining things to try to make the shit seem like it's the truth, which you know is not the truth. And these guys love AJ so much they don't want to see him lose. So you can't win against a combination like that, man. If I was Wilder, I'd go about my business, man. I'll go about my business.
Well, all right, Wood, man.
You understand what I'm saying?
Definitely. You gonna touch on any of the other topics? You can still got like 39 seconds.
What's the other? No, that's the other topic. Let everybody get it, man. But that's all I had to say about that, man. I don't want to talk about that guy Amir Khan and all the rest of the bullshit going on, man.
All right,
man. Y'all be easy, man.
Thank you for calling in. We going out to Skype. We got Anthony Edwards, the Queen City Cobra. What's going on, my friend?
Wilder's selling out 80,000, 90,000. If Wilder wants some of this work, he can definitely get it ASAP in 2020.
ASAP
the contract.
ASAP 36 months later.
Yeah, we'll be well in our 40s by then, yeah. The fact of the matter is, I'm the new captain of the AJ Protectors, yeah. But this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna tell the truth on the Boxing Voice. That is what we're gonna do, yeah. The fact of the matter is, Joshua doesn't want this fight. It's the truth. And the fact of the matter is, that's okay. It is okay to not want this fight, yeah? If he's not ready for a real one and Wilder, then he shouldn't take the fight. He can take the fight when Wilder's 35, 36, and he can win the fight, maybe. The thing is, that black don't crack. So it's inevitable. AJ will lose no matter what. So his better bet is to fight everybody else except for Wilder. Wilder will make it to 51-0 no matter what. And there's nothing AJ, UK, or anyone else can do about it. And that's all I have to say about that. Now we get to talk about Amir Khan, yeah? Amir Khan. Let him take the tune-ups all he wants. I'm okay with that. Same with Cal Brook. They both got knocked the fuck out. There's nothing left for them. Let them get back in the game. Let them take the tune-ups. I like to see Cal Brook in there with a real one. He eventually will. I don't think the fight between him and Cal Brook will ever happen. And that's a shame. But that's all right. The shit card that we have this weekend is the exact reason no one even knew about it. Because I sure as hell didn't. ESPN, Bob Arum, they do their thing. Gilberto Ramirez, he'll be, how old is that guy? Is he like 30 years old already? Back to my.
Hold on, I think I got it pulled up here. He is 27 years old. He's young. But think about that. See, this is what I'm saying about Top Rank. This is good promoting. Danny, on the other hand, used to be 27. I don't know how old he is now, but he used to be 27 and a 2-division champion. Like, this guy is 27, no names on his resume, vacant belt.
27. I remember
back
that.
To be young.
Yeah, back to my USA voice, but yeah, I actually shit. I didn't even know it was a card this weekend. Is anybody? That's the main event. Like there's no other fights, no PBC, no nothing.
Nah, that's it, bro.
That's a shitty month for boxing, ain't it? Well, we had Claire. I guess that's our hype for the weekend. She did better than AJ, so that's all we got.
Hey man, at least we had that
the contract.
At least we had that IFL video. That was the highlight of the week, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go out to Chris Eubank Jr. Stefan, what up? Where you calling in from, Stefan?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, hello, Ness. How you doing?
All right.
Right. I've got a few points for today. I seen that Wilder's made a video saying that he was offered crackhead money to fight Joshua. Now, I don't understand that because 15 million is probably 7 times more than he's ever made in a purse. So if that's crackhead money, what does he call what he's been making all the time?
I think he was speaking in comparison to other super fights like, you know, Mayweather Pacquiao, Mayweather McGregor, Oscar Bernard, Oscar Floyd, Oscar Pacquiao, Floyd, Oscar, you know, things like that, you know, super fights.
Okay. All right. I hear you lot make a lot of reference to those sorts of fights and saying that, you know, Wilder's got a bad deal. But what you have to remember in all those other fights that you've named, it's been like a double A side. Deontay Wilder is not an A side in any respect. He doesn't even do pay-per-view. Every other one of those fights that you mentioned, both sides do pay-per-view. Deontay Wilder hasn't done anything. Come on, he's had 40 odd fights and he's really only fought probably one person. Realistically, that was any good, which was Ortiz. Who else has he fought? Why didn't he fight Klitschko when he was supposed to fight Klitschko? He didn't want the fight. And I know, Rob, you defend him. Not Rob, Ness. I know you defend him quite a bit. And come on, man, this contract, they should have signed it. They should have said something about it. They ran the clock down. That IFL interview was, you know, it told you a lot about what's going on. He's got the opportunity to sign it now. Why doesn't he do it now? Hello?
Because he's not going to sign a contract now because it was supposed to be the next fight. Now would be after the Povetkin fight. So
come on.
He's not taking the slave contract for April. In April, this is a bigger fight. It's not the same fight anymore. You know it. I know it. It would be stupid for him to sign 15 million now for later. It's not the same fight. Same way Manny and Floyd negotiated. Floyd sent them 40 million guarantee. Manny said no. Then what happened? Manny made 100 million guarantee. So
yeah, but Pacquiao within his right is a A-side fighter in his own right. Deontay Wilder isn't. Let's face facts. All Deontay Wilder is doing, he's using Anthony Joshua's name to elevate himself. Because nobody's paid attention to him all this time.
You know that
nobody.
A lot of people from the UK say that, but it doesn't make any sense when Wilder has better viewer ratings, right? So like who than Anthony Joshua, bro? So like how is he using Joshua's name when Joshua only does 300,000 in the US? I mean, I don't get that, but maybe the next caller can help me with that. Let's see here. We have no ringers that we do, but it's not lit up, neither of them. All right, so we'll go to George in Texas. Talk to me.
What's up, Boxing Voice? What's up, Ness?
What's up, brother?
Hey, listen, when I thought about this, hello?
We hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I thought you said something. Yeah, no, but what I was saying was initially when I heard all this, I was disappointed. But with boxing, you kind of get used to this, right? Pretty much with every big fight, there's always some kind of nonsense. So I'm kind of used to it. A little bit disappointed, but I'm used to it. Hopefully, eventually they'll fight. But the kind of the way I've gotten used to approaching boxing is I don't really have high expectations. In a perfect world, you know, Wilder Joshua fight, Wilder or Joshua fight Fury, Fury might fight Ortiz, you know, all the top guys to fight. But you start thinking like that, you're gonna be disappointed a lot. So hopefully they fight, but I'm not really hopeful that it'll happen anytime soon. Maybe 2020, like everybody keeps saying.
Well, all right, my friend. Thank you for calling in.
Call.
We're going out to Mark in Ireland.
Hey, what's up, Ness?
What's up?
So, people for like the last couple of days keep saying like how Wilder can't sell out numbers in America. And one of the biggest things that they're not paying attention to is how widespread America is. See, UK is extremely small, and there's like, you only hear about shows being done in London or Cardiff, right? For Anthony Joshua, or pretty much Wembley, the Principality Stadium, and before that, he was doing the O2 Arena. That's a really small area to go to. Wilder, meanwhile, is between Alabama and New York, pretty much for his fights, and he could probably do a really big fight over in Vegas with Joshua. Now we know that. So what I want to know is why people keep saying that Wilder can't sell out stadiums or arenas or whatever, because if he was a UK fighter, we all know if he was born in the UK, he'd be selling out arenas easy. He'd be selling out bigger numbers than Dillian White. Dillian White only did 10,000 in the O2. Wilder did 12,000 in New York versus Ortiz. And Dillian did that versus a former world champion. And Dillian's a much bigger name in terms of being in the UK than Wilder would deem to be in the US, even though Wilder's numbers are higher than Joshua's in terms of like base extreme and everything like that in the US. So none of this is like making any sense. And people also need to remember the demographic for Wilder, it goes up dramatically. Like it goes up hugely when he's in a fight against someone from another country. Because the moment he starts fighting with a person from another country, Americans are going to come out in force and start supporting him. Obviously, the fight would never happen in September, because Eddie Hearn's not going to sign for a US pay-per-view fight when he has to compete against Canelo, because that's the dumbest fucking decision he could make. So whenever anybody's talking about that type of shit, they need to remember Eddie was never planning on this fight for September. He was always planning to do it either next year or the year after. That's why there was no date on the fucking contract. So that's pretty much all I have to say.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why Wilder's not signing the same contract, because the whole premise was, are we the next fight? Are we the next fight? If we're the next fight, yeah, I'll take everything. But we're not even the next fight anymore. It's crazy. Let's see. Where do we go from here? We're going to Javier on Skype. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man? Rob, I think you tripping, bro. I don't know what's going on over there in the UK, if y'all water bad or something, but you are tripping. Like, how do you say he should just sign the contract? That's like, okay, say you had a contract, and I say, oh, you're gonna make this much. First off, it's a lowball offer that you don't want to accept. And then it also says, well, shit, I don't know where we're going to fight. I don't know when we're going to fight, but I mean, fuck it, just sign it. Because fuck it, I said so. That shit's stupid. That makes no sense whatsoever. They say just sign it because, woo, I sent you a contract, sign the shit.
No, also sign it because according to Eddie in the interview, they knew it was going to be in October, November.
No, they knew because Eddie told them that I'll get back to you with the venue as soon as possible. And Shelley apparently replied to that and say, okay.
Okay, so they knew what, though? They knew that it would be in November or October. They didn't know where. They didn't know what date. They didn't know what stadium.
What real difference does it make for October or November?
What real difference? I don't know, Rob. Training camp.
Yeah, but if it's signed now.
If a fight's in November, you know when to start. So you don't want to peak too early or too late.
What if April, Rob? What if it's in April? Then what?
Well, we've got a date for April.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
training. I start training. If we don't know the date, I start training in September because it might be in November. Then fuck, it's not in November. Oh shit, it's in April. What the fuck?
I get that, but all I'm saying is he was going to get back to him with a date, and I doubt it was going to be somewhere near, I don't know, October or November that the date got back to him. I think it probably would have been a bit, maybe within the week or something like that.
So the entire point was going to be he doesn't know when, and you just want me to sign it because I don't know when. How about you give me a date and then I can sign it? So basically what you're saying is he should have said he went to the WBA and said, "Oh well, I should hold off. We need to hold off because I need to find a venue and a date." That's basically what you're saying.
Well, look, the WBA stepped in and have done what they've done. Look, none of us will ever really know what it is, but all I know is Wilder had a contract in front of him, but AJ's the duck. I don't figure it out.
Oh my fucking God. I don't think you listen to anything. I think your favorite line is he got a contract in front of him. He should have signed it.
Yeah, but I would understand if AJ had a contract and wasn't signing it.
Look, I don't know when you're going to get paid, and I don't know when you're going to start the job, and I don't know where the fuck you working. Are you just going to sign that contract?
You know what the job is.
I said you know what the job is, but you don't know when you're going to get paid for the job. You don't know when the job is, and you don't know where the fuck you're working. Are you going to sign that contract?
I guess not. No, you're right. 100%.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Javier, good call. Way to corner Robbie in. He gave in. He came.
Yeah, just for getting it over with.
I know. You're so mad. Let's see. We got. Did he press one? He sure did. It's time to go to some alumni.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean. My man, get a cup and put some change inside your hand. Now hold up. Let's make this official. Everybody that's agreed with it.
EBV, great show tonight. I mean, listen. Amir Khan, one thing about him, he know how to get to the money. He damn sure know how to get to the money because a guy like that, I think without making the Kell Brook fight immediately, it really don't make sense for him to be fighting nobody. And he's not even fighting the Sammy Vargas that I'd like him to fight. He's not fighting Pittsburgh Sammy Vargas. He's fighting the other Sammy Vargas, right? The Puerto Rican Sammy Vargas or something.
Samuel Vargas, yeah.
Sammy Vargas is the who can Mexican from Pittsburgh. This is Samuel Vargas.
Yeah.
He's also, I think, Mexican, but he's from Philadelphia, maybe. Trains maybe in Toronto. I don't know. He's been all over the place. He's even trained with Billy Briscoe, the former trainer of Gabriel Rosado.
So, I mean, I say all that to say, to me, a much better fight will be against a guy like that. Because seriously, on the comeback trail, this other kid, I get not matching him in tough, but the same, boom. If you don't put him in with them kind of fights now, what are we leading him on to? Okay, we're giving him, a decent fight after a long layoff. But what are we preparing him for? I mean, if I'm not trying to be facetious, but the winner of Devin Alexander and Andre Berto.
For who? For Khan?
I mean, I'm not dismissing these guys.
Are you saying?
Yeah.
No, for Khan, Eddie's making this fight a WBA elimination bout for Lucas Matisse' regular title. So Khan is trying to become the mandatory fighter to face Lucas, or the winner of Lucas Pacquiao.
I guess that's not a bad setup. I don't know, man. I just don't want to take too much away from a fighter because he lost a few fights. I'm not trying to do that, but at the same time, I think I'll find the fight I call a little bit more intriguing with Berto and Alexander. I think that's a better fight. Even after Matisse, I think that's a good fight, and I think Amir Khan, with his ability to play the different promoters. I think he could cross the line and travel a little bit. I don't know if the WBA will let him, especially if Eddie's working at WBA. So I don't know, man. This weekend, man, I like Zerto, but I don't even want to say but. I just got to see him, step it up, level of competition a little bit more. I maybe get behind him. Mike Conlon, Come on, Rob. Tell me about Mike Conlon. What you think about what is a homecoming fight for him? Tell me about that, man.
Yeah. Back over in Ireland. Little bit of a step up, but I think he's going to be good enough. To keep the victories coming. It's I forgot the opponent's name. Where is it?
I didn't expect it to be a step up. I thought it was going to be like a hometown fight. So Frank Warren was giving him a little blicky.
Yeah, I mean he's 7-0. So the guy's Adilson dos Santos, who's 19-4. But from what he's fought before, I think he said it himself. It's a little step up, a little test for him. But in front of his own fans, he's looking to shine and pull out the win in front of his home crowd.
Reginald, talk to me.
Hello.
What up?
This Boxing Voice, how you guys doing?
Chilling, brother. Waiting on you.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna make this real quick. I think Brabinski gonna take this AJ fight straight to purse bid. If you know the history of Povetkin, Vitaly,
they already got a contract,
Deontay Wilder went to Russia. They already got a contract in the song.
Hell yeah. Eddie said on yesterday's interview
that it's already signed.
Yeah, Eddie said on yesterday's interview that it's not going to purse bid because they have a contract, and it's not going to Russia because they have a contract. But in case it ever did go to Russia, they would not be going there.
Right. And make another situation is that Deontay Wilder and AJ, UK fans always talk about how much purse they got or how much fans they got. That don't matter in boxing. You get in the ring and you sort of like that. Whoever got the most money or the most fans don't matter in boxing. But they always bring that up when they want to discredit Wilder. Thanks.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for calling in. We're going down the line. We're going to Josh in New Orleans, right, Josh? Somewhere.
Yeah, what up, Boxing Voice? Y'all hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. I want to first go ahead and start with Robbie. I've been listening to him on the Boxing Voice for a little bit, and I don't understand how. I think I heard you call him, he's not a fanboy at the beginning of the show, but I mean, that's pretty much what he is. Because everything he states is it's like Eddie Hearn. He can't even admit to the BS that Eddie Hearn put out there, and doesn't even realize the circus act that the dude is doing and how he's stalling, constantly making these excuses, is back and forth for us to fight. And I don't even think he really wants to fight. So I don't think the fight will ever happen because in Eddie Hearn's mind, he just don't want Anthony Joshua to get knocked out by Deontay Wilder.
So are you a Deontay Wilder fanboy?
With that being said, no, I'll tell you that. I became a fan of Deontay Wilder when he was doing that little weird ass dance, celebration dance after he beat Bermain Stavern in the first fight. Because I thought Bermain Stavern was gonna knock his skinny leg, basketball reject looking ass out. And I said, well, damn, this dude, I guess he can't make adjustments. And I get off, he ain't got the style, he ain't got no skills, and I start backing. I was actually a fan of Luis Ortiz till he got popped dirty for the second time right before the WBA eliminated him and made sure he was out of Anthony Joshua way when Eddie Hearn tried to sign him. Remember when Eddie Hearn tried to sign Luis Ortiz to avoid Anthony Joshua but from getting his ass kicked from Luis Ortiz. And then when he got suspended due to the drug testing, I'm like, man, this dude a drug cheat. And once again, Deontay Wilder gets Luis Ortiz in the ring, and once again, he proves how talented he is. Every time a UK caller get on the phone, it's the same script, same lines. He don't sell nothing. He ain't got no views. and all this. He can't do this. He's a bum. He fight bums. Not forgetting all the dudes that pop dirty every time a fight about to come and all that stuff like that. And Anthony Joshua, only one he has that's validated is Klitschko, which was already proven to be not the elite heavyweight that he used to be. The sport of in the heavyweight is just coming back around. It's a hands down that Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder are the biggest names in the sport. So all this Deontay Wilder ain't worth this. He's not an A-side and what have you. They both are A-sides. The contract before Eddie Hearn sent this bullshit contract, he got off for $50 million, called his bluff, and Anthony Joshua showed his hand in his true colors. They bullshitting, and Anthony Joshua don't want this fight just as much as Eddie Hearn.
Josh, punching after the bell. Thanks for calling in. Great call. Left Rob with no words. Marcus, DC.
Yo, big shout out to Mark from I think London or Ireland. To hear somebody from over there drop it like we were saying it. We already know the market for boxing is more heavy in England. It has nothing to do with the boxers themselves. Deontay Wilder would be a huge star if he was fighting in the UK. We all talked about him fighting Parker. On undercard, a co-event site or something. Whenever Klitschko and them were fighting. Yo, check this out. Why did the caller 2 callers ago say if he had, or was that Robbie say he has a contract in front of him? That didn't Joshua have a $50 million worth of offer and a term sheet in front of him? He didn't sign. So why is the narrative that? And then let's look at this narrative too, because we got to put some blame where the blame is due.
He never even accepted the $50 million term sheet.
Exactly. Never accepted it. Now, when you have a contract in a negotiation, anybody would tell you there's something called a counter offer. If you're in the process of negotiating a deal, there's no I send you a contract and you accept it if you don't accept it. That's not a negotiation. So when the WBA fucked up in the picture part was that if people are exchanging contracts within a week period of time, the WBA was supposed to let off. Now, if somebody say, hey, man, we ain't heard from these people in 6 weeks, then I will understand the WBA stepping in and doing what they're doing. But they were exchanging contracts, litigation, lawyers have to go over this stuff. They were looking at minute comments and all this other stuff, and that was reasonable, okay? Aside from that, let's put the blame where it goes. Let's understand everybody was upset about this fight to really understand what's going on. Promoters, Barry Hearn, Eddie Hearn, all these other promoters are in the business of boxing. The number one thing in business is to make a profit. They're in the business of boxing. Their conduit for making money is boxers, who are athletes and competitors first and foremost, who a lot of times have got cheered off of the business side until Floyd Mayweather had found out, hey man, there's a lot of money being exchanged when I fight that's being generated that I'm not getting part of. And all of a sudden everybody became this business savvy guy who wants to know where the bottom line is, but forgotten one thing. Long before Mayweather started doing that, he was taking the tough fights. He was fighting the fights first. After he had gotten to that point and he became just a marquee name, then he started doing the A-side thing where he could fight a Baltimore and all these other dudes and just get money. But it was after he eliminated the competition. It was after he removed the doubt who was the best. This is why it left such a salty taste in people's mouth when a new challenger, a very formidable challenger in a prime Manny Pacquiao presented itself, that Mayweather stalled the shit out, made him fight everybody in the division before he was willing to take a chance. Okay? So this is the problem people have with Joshua with this thing. If it's Joshua, Eddie Hearn's supposed to work for Joshua. Joshua doesn't want Wilder to take all these other stupid fights, get worn down, see if he can find some weaknesses, and then try to get something in April, which we said all along, there's no way he was going to leave that money on the table with women.
Marcus, after the bell, but great call. Heading out to more alumni, they pouring in.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't pay Showtime to see you all there not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see two motherfuckers just fight, I think I'm going to fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that sport, my dude? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next. What a great show. Thumbs up, donate. Hey, yo! What's happening, people?
What's up, Georgie?
Team AJ. Shout out to Team AJ. Because without his name on the title, there will be no fucking views. In no channel. Not even on this one, in any channel. That's the man who created the fucking gas up. Nobody else. Talk about Wilder, nigga, nobody even give a fuck. As a matter of fact, Robbie, don't let this big rider cut me off. Let me explain something to the fans. Follow me here. A monkey, a motherfucking monkey, being drowned at the bottom of the sea by a kraken right before passing out with his last 2 brain cells.
With a kraken, Robbie, you're supposed to not let me cut him off.
I couldn't.
Yo, why? Yo, he almost had me paying attention. Then he said kraken. This fucking guy.
Carry on, Georgie.
Yo, you cut me off. You always fucking hating on that nigga, B. All you want to do is dick ride this motherfucker, bro. Let me say that again. Jesus Christ. A monkey being drowned at the bottom of the sea with his last 2 fucking brain cells can understand that Wilder ain't got no negotiation power whatsoever. None. He can ask for shit. What 50 million he's offering? The one that people are going to fucking pay to see AJ fight? Those 50 million? The one that he cannot generate by himself with anybody else? Fuck out of here. AJ King, niggas hold that L. Mouty.
This is stupid.
I don't understand that guy.
He comes with the energy. I like it.
The saddest thing in life is wasted talent.
Poor thing, man. Let's go out back to the UK.
Team Georgie, let's go.
UK caller, who are you? 447.
Hello?
Yes, hello. How are you? Where are you calling in from, my friend?
I'm from near Manchester.
Manchester. I hope this call isn't costing you much. You know you could call in on Skype absolutely free by adding Nestor Gibbs on Skype. But take it away, my friend. You're live on TBV. Rob's listening.
Hi. Yeah. First of all, with the promoters and stuff, I think that if you look at the history of boxing, all promoters are liars and all the money grabbers and everything. So, the whole argument is if it's Shelley Finkel's right or Eddie Hearn's right. I don't believe any of them, to be honest. But, as regards to the fight with Joshua and Wilder, I just think that when in my history of watching boxing, it's like, a big puncher against a skilled boxer, 9 times out of 10, every time, the skilled boxer will beat the puncher. And, Wilder calls Joshua a coward and stuff. And it's like, who has Wilder actually fought in his career? He's fought Ortiz, and he obviously beat Stavern for the title. But who else has he actually fought? And, would the people that Anthony Joshua has fought up to this date beat, would Dylan White beat Ortiz? It's, 50-50. Would Parker beat
I don't
Ortiz?
know. Why did Ortiz pull out of that
Vladimir?
purse? Why did Ortiz pull out of that elimination fight and decide to go the Pulev route, then pull out of that one and decide to go the Joseph Parker route? But you guys don't call him a duck, yet he's looking for the easiest fight. What do you think? Oh, well, Luis Ortiz too dangerous. Let me go with Pulev. Oh, wait, Pulev is in Bulgaria. Well, let me go with Joseph right here in my own hometown. Good old Eddie can make it happen for me. Safety. I love the safety of Mitch Max room boxing.
I don't think it's that. I think every boxer's guilty of that. But, you look at Wilder's record. Tell me who else has he fought except Ortiz? Except for Wilder.
Let's look at Dillian White's record. Let's look at Dillian.
Who else has he faced?
Let's look at Dillian White's record and ask ourselves who was the tougher fight: Joseph Parker, Kurbet Pulev, or Luis Ortiz? You answer it.
I would honestly say Pulev, I'm quite a fan of Pulev. I think he's a really good boxer. That's my opinion, I think. You know what I mean? But it could be Pulev. You could argue Pulev or Ortiz, you know, but I don't know. But this is my opinion, so yeah.
Damn good one. Damn good one.
Yeah, that's about it.
Just throw a name out there, like, I don't know, Jason Gavin. That was Wilder's 32nd opponent.
Oh my God! Is this Eddie Hearn or is this?
No. I'm gonna finish the story though, but it was Joshua's 11th. Just a common opponent.
I just wish that these UK protectors could say something original, like who's he fought? Who's he fought? Who's he fought in his 23rd fight? Why hasn't he
check back on my Twitter feed years ago? I brought this up.
He's got chicken legs. He's fought 40 but you know, all these guys that say these things, like, what I don't understand is why are you not of the notion that styles make fights? Manny Pacquiao had losses on his record. He had been knocked out conscious, and people still were giving him an edge over Mayweather because styles make fights. It didn't prove right, and luckily I was on the right side of that because I am Nostradamus. You know, I actually got a cool little soundbite for that, but I can't find it at the moment. We will keep it moving. It's time to get to Dominique. Hello, the fancy movie star. You're not going to talk? Were you just listening? Oh, this is Dominique, a man, not a woman. Oops. Oops.
Oh, no, man. Nah, what the fuck? Nah.
Nah, we got a Dominique female caller. She's going to listen to this and smile. No problem. What's up, brother?
Hey, I appreciate you asking that question yesterday to Deontay Wilder about the Trump. Even though it might sound stupid, I was just trying to figure out a way for the fight to really go, you know, someone who can try to push it, because nobody that's black who's in boxing is trying to push anything for Deontay. Maybe because he's antisocial or he just talks too much. But what I'm thinking for the Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder needs to sell himself. He's too antisocial. Like, he doesn't go to any basketball games in the States. He doesn't go anywhere. He just talks shit. And no, I'm a Deontay Wilder fan. But to be real, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything for the community as a WC title holder. I just think that he needs to step it up. You know, like, make yourself known in the United States, because Conor McGregor's known. Fight some white people, because it seems like when you do black and white, you know, people love that shit. People love race battles. I feel like he needs to step it up.
Name a top 10 white guy.
Top 10 white guy, Tyson Fury. That's their white.
Tyson's,
you know what they call it back in the day, the white goat.
Tyson's busy.
The white bull.
Tyson's busy.
Tyson Fury.
He's busy.
Tyson Fury.
He's busy. He's got to fight August 18th.
He's not busy because then he didn't.
He's got a fight signed. He's got a fight.
Already?
He's got a fight signed for August 18th.
He can easily push that to the side. He already called out Deontay Wilder on YouTube.
Eddie Hearn offered him a multi-fight deal, and he said he needed 3 tune-ups, the caliber of Safada. So how is he ready?
Okay. He's ready because he's
and you know what?
I mean,
you said a lot of non-facts. You said Wilder doesn't do anything. Last I checked, he was on reality TV. You said he doesn't do anything for his community. Last I checked, he was in Chicago in the parade when all that.
Well, what does reality TV do for the community? Nothing.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I said last I checked, he was on reality TV. Then my next sentence was, you said he doesn't do anything for the community. And I said, last I checked, he was in Chicago for that rally, that race rally, him and his girl. Or did you forget? That's when I mentioned community. The reality TV is to raise the profile. The way you said, everyone knows McGregor. The way you said he should be going to basketball games. Basketball games and television are equivalent. Get your shit together. It's the fucking Thunderdome. Hurricane Ray, talk to me.
Yo, what's up? What's up? Hey, can you get back to me like in a minute?
Yo, for sure. CK, talk to me.
What's up, everybody? Hold on, let me get you on. Yeah, there you go. What's up, man? How you doing, brother?
Chilling.
Hey, I just want to ask you, have you heard Anthony Joshua admit that he can't beat Deontay Wilder publicly?
Nah, I don't think I've heard Anthony Joshua say that.
Okay, well, I'm about to give you ammunition. On the interview, when the lady asked him that Deontay Wilder said he would take the same deal in a flip, if he wins, Anthony Joshua replied, he said, well, that's a 50-50 deal, which is admitting that he would lose the first fight. Remember, she said, whatever deal you Deontay Wilder takes, he said, if I win, give me the same deal in a rematch. And Anthony Joshua replied and said, well, that's a 50-50 deal. So that's admitting that he knows he's going to lose, right? Yes?
I mean, that's your interpretation of it.
You hear me?
No, I hear you. I'm just saying that's your interpretation.
I'm saying, what's your interpretation if he answers the question by saying, well, that's a 50-50 deal? And it's not a 50-50 deal because if Anthony Joshua wins, he don't get the same deal.
But it is a 50-50 because if he loses, then it's a 50-50. And I understand what you're saying, that he shouldn't be thinking about losing, but it's still a negotiation.
Right.
And you can't let your heart dictate your bank book. So he's got guys that, regardless of what he says, is going to go in there and they're going to be like, hell no, my guy gets a rematch clause. And it's not going to be.
No, listen what I'm saying. Okay, I understand what you're saying, Ness, but okay, let's say Conor McGregor, Mayweather, right? Let's say Mayweather offers McGregor 10% and 90, but if you beat me, you get 90. You think Mayweather wouldn't take that deal? In your opinion? Ness?
Yeah,
hello?
I think Mayweather would have took that deal.
Exactly. Any confident fool gonna take the deal. I'm saying that's admitting that you know you're gonna lose. That's why he's saying I'm not.
Joshua isn't McGregor, is he?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Floyd offered McGregor $100 million. That's what I gotta understand. Like, we're putting all this blame. Dog, there's only one party to be blamed. The party that is treating this fight as if it's not a super fight.
Exactly. Hey, thank you, Ness. Best show on the net. Y'all have a good one, man. Thank you, Ness. Appreciate it.
Yo, Floyd offered $40 million to Pacquiao. First offer. Then Pacquiao got 80 to 100. Floyd offered McGregor 100. There was no negotiation. That motherfucker said, hell yeah. Yo, you treat a super fight like a super fight, man. You don't. Showtime treated Floyd like a superstar. They said, all right, 6 fights guaranteed $32.5 million is your minimum. But if you give us that Pacquiao fight and that motherfucking Canelo fight, them purses could increase. Like, dog, you don't get people to do things by trying to slave them, man. You keep your people happy by keeping them fucking happy. You know what I'm saying? Let's get out to Marty Sway on Skype.
I've been saying it for years. Wilder, Joshua, 2020. That's when the fight's gonna happen. I think Eddie Hearn is waiting for this DAZN money to kick in, so he can make it like a pay-per-view on DAZN for $50.
That's what I really think is going down. That's why this fight is not happening. I'm happy with the Joshua Povetkin fight. That's a good fight. And Wilder, I really don't want to see him fight Brazil. I'd rather watch him fight like Luis Ortiz.
A rematch with Luis Ortiz?
What's up?
A rematch?
Yeah, rematch. Yeah, rematch with Luis Ortiz. I think that's a better fight than the Brazil fight. Even though they've been having this beef for a couple years now, I think he should definitely fight Luis Ortiz. Maybe fight Dylan White.
I hear you, man. Dylan White's busy with Joseph Parker, and his fight is about to be with a WBO mandatory eliminator bout. He's in the good side of things now. He's got a promoter, baby. He's got a promoter to navigate his career, and they navigated him right away from WBC champ.
Yo, Ness, you guys still going to Vegas for the Canelo Triple G?
Yeah, we should be, man. We should be.
All right, I'm gonna be out there, so I'll be looking for you guys.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. As always, we're gonna double back to her. What's up?
I was just gonna say, DAZN aren't going to be doing pay-per-views. It was laid out they're going to do 12 ordinary sort of cards and 4
big cards.
Yeah, 4 big pay-per-view standard.
But it's still pay-per-view because they still need to get people to buy the subscription. And
yeah, but people subscribe to Sky Sports. People subscribe to Showtime, right?
But this is month to month, though. So by keeping a good fight, look, it works. It works. And Mighty Sway has a great point. Like, yo, Eddie probably offering $15 million on purpose, you know. And then the next offer is once AJ's already on DAZN. You know, once
I think
once he's 100%, Wilder doesn't have a contract with Showtime, and he could take him out of there, put this fight on DAZN, drive more subscriptions. He needs subscriptions.
Yeah, I forget who was it this morning. Kind of had that call this morning, the whole business side, and maybe why Showtime are pissed off, because he was saying like Showtime have not built AJ in America, but have put him on TV. And it was as if they've done the work for DAZN in a way, and they're going to benefit from it. You know, that was his point.
It's what any good manager promoter would do for their fighter. You know, look, AJ's contract is up. If this were another free agent in any other sport, the sports agent would be trying to get the highest fucking team. You know, hey, Miami, what you offering AJ? You know, New York, Oakland, everybody. So like, people need to stop with the bullshit. Hurricane Ray in Miami, talk to me. We switching to drive-by already. We giving anybody 1 minute.
What's good, Ness? What's good, man? Hey, man, check this out. I went off this morning, but I'm going to double back, slow it down just a minute, man, because I'm going to bring this shit in perspective, man. Listen, man, they did, Eddie Hearn did everything but offer Wilder a fight. Man, they should have just offered him a zero payment fight. He could have told them, hey, look, we're not going to pay you anything. And they still, Wilder would have accepted the fight, and they still wouldn't have accepted the fight with Wilder. Why? Because they don't want the fight, Ness. That was all bullshit. They were all posturing up, selling the fight, the AJ Wilder fight, as if it wasn't going to happen this year, so that he could get this matchroom boxing deal done. Yo, as far as I'm concerned, yo, Wilder need to send him a promotional invoice for that contract they just signed, man. Hey, man, that's the truth. Robbie, I don't know how you defending AJ when he's doubling back, and it's off his own words. Send me $50 million. Get the deal done. The $50 million gets sent out. They don't accept the deal. Now we got the contract that Eddie Hearn said that Wilder had for 4 weeks, and nothing happened. Nothing happened with that contract. Now you got the deals. People coming out like Espinoza saying that was all bullshit, man. They were all posturing up. And as far as I see it, DAZN is going to fail. It's probably going to fail. Hopefully it doesn't. But if they don't get this deal done with Wilder, that's what they were banking on. And that's what is going to cover that $1 billion, expense that they just acquired. So they investors want their money back. That's the bottom line. And what's going to bring the money back? Possibly a trilogy with Wilder and AJ. That's what they're banking on. That's my call. That's it. Let me know what you got.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is that it doesn't seem like they want a trilogy because they barely want to give a rematch. They only want to give a rematch if AJ loses. If AJ wins, they want the option to move on, which I don't get. Like, it's your biggest payday. Why not put a rematch clause in it? Like, Pacquiao did 4 rematches with Marquez and 3 with Morales. Who else did he fucking rematch this guy? He rematched just about everybody, bro. He was about to rematch Jeff Horn. Like, rematches make money. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, Canelo's about to rematch. Like that's where the money is. You know, we don't even got trilogies anymore. Like, we don't have the Morales Barreras. You know, we don't got that. Like, I don't know, man. Whatever. People are so whack.
Maybe Stavern can build his way back up.
Yeah, maybe. 5-1-3. Maybe Stavern can knock out AJ, and then we get the Stavern Deontay 3. Full circle. Oh no, shit. We went to CK. We're going out to Adrian. Texas, talk to me.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Ness? This is Adrian right here in D-Town. Let me let y'all know something, man. I'm a Joshua fan. I'm from here, from Dallas, Texas, man. I've seen him fight since he fought. He got me hooked when he fought White, man. He gave it all, man. He went in there street fighting and shit. At the end of the day, man, I'm gonna look like this. This reminds me of when fools were talking shit about Canelo when they say he didn't want to fight Triple G. Kept on ducking Triple G. Kept on doing this and that. But what happened at the end of the day, man? Most of them got good person, man. Even though Triple G got, 25, 30%? End of the day, it was good pay-per-view. And we know Canelo's a pay-per-view star. We know Triple G failed at that shit. Then we know that Joshua ain't a commodity here in the United States, you know? And Wilder, well, he's never been a pay-per-view star anyway, just regular Showtime fighter. But at the end of the day, man, it's all good. It ain't the end of the day, man. This fight's going to happen no matter what. Somebody's going to mandate it. WBC, WBA, somebody's going to say, hey, it's time. So at the end of the day, I'm still happy. It's going to happen. It's happening in death or whatever the hell that network's going to be. I'm still going to pay to see it if it's going to happen there. And Espinoza shouldn't open his mouth, man. So at the end of the day, he works for Showtime. And he lost his fucking biggest client right there in UK. Man.
Well, all right, Adrian. Thanks for calling in. We're going out to Gary in Texas. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What up?
Real quick. I mean, on the Povetkin fight, it's not a bad fight, right? Like, if AJ came out and said, after he beat Parker, I have to take a mandatory and then I can get to Wilder, right? There would have been no problem. Right? Like, Becken's a fine fight. It's just that when you strung Wilder along and he gave you everything you asked for, and then you make this other fight behind his back. If I was Deontay Wilder, I would never work with Eddie Hearn again. I mean, what if someone was doing that to you, right? It's just a tiny, disgusting thing to do. If you offer me $50 million, I'll take it tomorrow. Okay, here's $50 million. Now I'm gonna fight some other guy instead. And let me ask you, if you're AJ, Povetkin's a dangerous fight. No, I don't think Povetkin's gonna win, but Povetkin could win. It's not like out of the realm of possibility. So how much do you think he's gonna get for that fight? Maybe $25 million, maybe. So Eddie Hearn took away a $50 million fight from him and gave him, let's say, a $25 million fight. That's also a dangerous fight. He could lose that fight. So that could upset the apple cart here. And then AJ missed out on his $50 million payday.
No one believes you.
No one believes you what? That could win the fight?
Yes. No one. I wish Bruce was listening or texting.
Okay,
hey, yo, check with Bruce, Rob. Tell him to check what's the line already opening up for this guy. I bet you he's like a fucking 5-1.
Okay, and so you're telling me a 5-1 has never pulled an upset before? Happens all the time. I'm not saying
Sure, Gary. Sure, let's bring up Buster Douglas too while we're at it.
Okay, then Holyfield beat Tyson. He was a 30-1 underdog. That opened up that. Upsets happen, especially in the heavyweight division. Especially when you have a guy like Quebec who can punch. I'm not saying I pick
Hey,
Quebec to win.
Gary, do me a favor. Give me this generation's Evander Holyfield. It don't exist. So when you say that Evander Holyfield was a 30-1 dog and he pulled it off, that's because it's a Vander real deal Holyfield. There's no one else in our generation that is even similar to him. Maybe Anthony Yard looks like him in the body, but that's like another division. Like, yo, he was a killer cruiserweight. He was David Haye on steroids. Probably literally too, because I could swear I remember him testing positive once. I could be wrong, though.
I wanted to pose this question to it, and I also wanted to say real quick, Anthony Joshua is not Mike Tyson either. Let's be real, right? So, but if Wilder took Brazil and Tyson Fury took another tune-up, wouldn't there be similar money in a Deontay Wilder fight with Tyson Fury? Wouldn't that be a massive fight too? I mean, couldn't he get $15 million there? Assuming Fury wins again and Wilder wins again.
Can who get $15 million? Fury Wilder?
Wilder for fighting Tyson Fury in the UK. Yeah, I mean
maybe
that fight looks like it seems.
Maybe, but it's a Frank Warren. It's a Frank Warren. It's a Frank Warren promotion, man. Fury's big fight was a K2 promotion. Like when's Frank Warren done a big fight? Like, I mean, I don't think Frank Warren could pull off. I don't think Frank Warren could pay Deontay Wilder $15 million. Like, we talking about Eddie. Eddie could pay people. I don't think Frank Warren could pay Deontay $15 million. How much is he giving fucking Tyson? But Gary, you way after the bell.
I don't think he would demand 15.
Sean, talk to me. Now he doesn't think he'll give him 15. That was his theory, 15.
Very, very quick. I just looked it up. Povetkin is 5-1.
Oh, Nestor. I need to find my fucking soundbite. Who do we got here? Sean, talk to me.
All right, fellas.
I found it. Hold on, Sean.
I don't think this fight. Okay.
Now Pete is Nostradamus. Now Pete is Nostradamus.
Nostradamus, that's me. Go ahead, Sean.
All right. So I'm going to be on. I don't think the fight's going to happen. Here's why. I think Eddie Hearn, he's doing his promotional thing, and I think he's doing a fantastic job with it. Like you said, the thing is, I think what they're doing is right now. I think this is going to be the launch of AJ's HBO contract because HBO's been trying to get him. Think about it. The fight that when he's fighting Povetkin, he's fighting him on the 22nd, right? The Canelo fight is on the 15th. When is the replay for the Canelo fight going to happen?
Next week. Damn, Sean, you the fucking man. That sounds like a plan. I hear you. They normally do free pay-per-view replays.
And then after,
oh, yeah, you're right. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Introduce him with the Canelo replay.
For AJ to be popular in the States. Get a 3 to 5 fight deal with HBO. We don't see Wilder fight him because of the promotional contracts and the networks.
Oh my God! So then he fights Big Baby next. Ah, damn!
I think Eddie did say they're talking to HBO right now.
That's sad, bro. That will officially be a Adonis Stevenson style duck. Switch networks to get away from Kovalev.
And it will make sense why, and Espinoza might already smell that, which is why he would come back and snap on him and talk about loyalty.
That's crazy. Yo, man, it's sad, bro. Boxing is like, people don't understand it. This is like the biggest drama show ever. Boxing is Love and Hip Hop times 10, bro. It's crazy. Everywhere we got a different storyline. Nothing ever happens right. We always get like just crazy stuff happening like that. And I can see that totally happening. I'm telling you.
That's all I got, fellas. You guys keep it up. Great show. Loving it.
Sean, thanks for calling in. Guess what? We're going to go out to your twin brother, Sean.
Whoa.
Oh shit, NL.
What's good, Nexus? NO.
Yo, how you let a lady get your government? Because we got a girl producer today. He gave his real name.
Yeah, she got to me, bro. She couldn't put it together, and that's why I had to give her my government, bro. To pull my ID out, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Look, all my credentials checked out, so we good now, you know what I'm saying? But look here. Tell you that, bro. This fight ain't gonna happen, bro. I'm not even worried about this fight no more, man. Like I said in the last show, man, that shit was over with the welterweight. The heavyweight division dead. I'm no longer interested, man. They losing people by the day. And they heard, bro. And they heard he done messed up the heavyweight division as soon as it got hot, man. That division was never hot with Klitschko. It finally got hot again. And they messed it all up, bro. Trying to take the Mayweather Pacquiao blueprint, and it seemed everybody was pissed off with it, man. That's my call, man. I'm done with the heavyweights, man. I still like Wilder, but I'm done with the heavyweights, man. It's over.
Damn, man. No, man. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Listen, we're gonna try this Albany caller here. I don't know if this is Cleve or Antonio, but the producer can't get your name down. So who's this? 518-818. 518-818. First time caller. Going once. Twice. Cleve, we definitely can't hear you. You must have dropped that phone. Nah, we can't hear you. We see you later, though. I'll holler at you, homie. Yo, Rob, wake up.
I mean, I'm good. I'm just kicking back a little bit. You know.
Believe me. Rob, wake up.
We're being attacked, man. We're being attacked. Believe me. Y'all killing me, man.
Oh.
I'm the most vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
This is Georgie Porgy outro right here. The Georgie Porgy outro. But yeah, man, it's outro time. Unfortunately, oh shit, you know what? Let me double back on Amin just to make sure. Amin, did you boomerang back in, my friend? I guess not. All right, we really out of here. We really out of here. We really out of here. So, Rob, you made it through a whole one without like jumping out.
I think I've done a couple now with that.
Oh my bad.
But yeah. No, it's not bad. 20 to 3 in the morning. That's why I slipped up when I said it doesn't matter whether it's October, November. My brain didn't think about a training camp.
Yeah, I mean, look, training camp isn't even the big deal because you're right. You know,
you wouldn't leave it late.
I guess you do need to know, though. You do. It is the biggest fight of your life. You don't want to not know, man. So I get it, man. I get it.
I just don't think Eddie would have waited.
Oh, we've been here before. Look, let's just remember, Canelo did what? 3 fights before? Let me get up Canelo's resume on the outro. See if we could get him in here. Canelo. How many
At what
fights
point?
did he have before he fucking fought? Damn! Shout out to Maurice on a super chat. He says another L for the sport. Fight won't happen. Shaking my head. Lennox Bow 2. Shaking my head. Hit that like button. TBV. Hashtag Patreon. Hashtag TBV. Shout out to Maurice. Super chat. All right. So it says he fought Gennady Golovkin in September 16th, right? And he also fought Julio Cesar Chavez, Liam Smith, and Amir Khan. So when Gennady got in the ring was after the Cotto fight. So look at what Canelo did. He fought Khan, Liam Smith, Julio Cesar Chavez. That's like tomato can. And I don't mean that traditionally. I know it sounds harsh. I don't mean that traditionally. I'm just saying when you think of those opponents versus Canelo, it's like no shot to win, no shot to win, no shot to win. And it worked out that way. You know, so again, AJ, and that was one failed negotiation, right? This is when Canelo himself, because another caller said, no, once they face off, that's when it's really happening. And it's like, bullshit. Canelo's like, yo, I got balls. I'm Mexican. I'm fighting him. But let me get these 3 fights in on pay-per-view. Amir Khan pay-per-view, Liam Smith pay-per-view, Julio Cesar Chavez pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean,
so that 3-fight deal that motherfucking Sean just mentioned, man, that shit sounds very likely. You know what? You go to HBO for the next 3 fights. You fight Povetkin on HBO. Everybody thinks it's the zone. You fight Povetkin the first fight. Big Baby Miller the second fight. Tyson fucking Fury the third fight. If you make it out of that and you don't need a rematch, then you do the network versus network Manny Pacquiao pay-per-view style with Mayweather. But the problem is, like everyone's been saying, yo, Deontay's not a fucking he's not an A-side. Bomb Squad! He's not a Manny Pacquiao selling his own 800 to 900,000 pay-per-views, where Floyd was selling his 900 to his 1.5. You know what I'm saying? Because he was getting the 1.5s with fucking Cotto. But anyway, we out of here. I'm keeping you up with this revisionist history and more theories. We out. Compa, I seen you in the listening in all night. Shout out to all my homies in LA. All my homies. All my homies pouring a little water on the floor for all my homies. Shout out to Compa listening. Never pressed one. You know what I'm saying? But he's boomerang status, Patreon status. I want to appreciate you. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs, Instagram and Twitter. Final thoughts is we've been here before. We have these big promotional, sagas. Like this shit happens. How long did fucking Sugar Shane want the fight? He had to get in the ring with Floyd to get the fight. He had to disrespect Floyd. And I told Wilder a long time ago, you gotta club a lane this fool. He needs public shaming. That's why AJ don't talk. So you gotta get him in front of cameras and embarrass him. Remember what he did to Brazil, because he don't like that. He don't like that. That's why he don't talk. He's respectable. And he's like, yo, don't talk that slick shit because I'm from the street. I'm going to pop you in your head. But somebody got to push his buttons. You got to push this guy's fucking buttons. You got to push his buttons. That's my final thought. Rob, is on you.
Yeah. I'm just looking forward to a holiday or something. It's all broken down. I just need a rest from it. I hope down the line we get it, because I still think they kind of need each other as far as like legacy or anything like that. I think they need each other. Wilder said he wants to clean out the division, but you brought it up with him. You can't really do that unless you eventually meet up with Joshua. And Joshua is apparently all about undisputed. Well, Wilder's got the other bout. So, yeah. But yeah, you can follow me at Instagram and Twitter at UKRobTBV.
Yo, formerly HHH1200, that is the point. Get him outside of his character, because he says, yo, if Wilder pushes his button, he's going to beat the shit out of him like he did Brazil. That's the point. Get him outside of his character. Make him want this fight, bro. Like, he don't want this shit right now. He thinking cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. See you tomorrow, y'all.